Going through all the scenarios, the Analyst did touch on it, but basically a lot of the rest of the split is determined by this series.
Yep.
So Fnatic, if you're a viewer at home and you want some sauce, if you want the interesting outcome, then you want Fnatic 2-0ing Vitality today. That would create the most interesting dynamic and an interesting possible outcome. So if you're in for the chaos, then you're rooting for a Fnatic 2-0. If you want the day to be locked in, then Vitality 2-0 will quite quickly lock the day in.
It will.
So let's see if Fnatic can find that last or end of season magic that we've seen from them before. As we get into the bans, Jarvan plus Sion going to be taken from the side of Vitality. They're immediately trying to remove some of that weak side option from Empyros, as both Azia and Orianna taken away from Humanoid's hands. Akali also banned does suggest that Vitality might be thinking about a Mel. They might also be thinking about the Aurora, maybe even a Syndra that we've seen a couple times now from Humanoid. 3 games from him this split on the jam.
Yeah, I mean, again, a lot of people have been getting more fun with the mid lane options. So let's see if Humanoid does it this game, especially when you already have long-range poke and set up from the Rumble. First pick from Naak Nako. Not many teams are opting into this. Usually it's a Karma first pick. Usually it's a bot lane class that we need to see in these first couple of rotations. Maybe Fnatic will keep on with that trend as things like the Lucian Nami, the Lucian Milio have been a hot topic, as well as Yunara Lulu.
Fnatic have to debate now which bot lane they do want to prioritize. Seems that Xin Zhao is going to be the lock-in. With Jarvan gone, I think this makes sense, especially with Pantheon also gone. Vi now rises in priority, but Lyncas is more likely to lean towards the Wukong. The other thing to think about is, well, I was going to say bot lane, but Ezreal, I think, seems to be one of the winners of the patch. We didn't actually see Upset do anything. He had a very standard Ezreal build the last time we saw him. But now into poke matchups, I've seen the Deathfire touch come through. And the idea there being, I can't stack my lethal tempo super effectively or get much value out of it when I'm playing against a super long-range bot lane. So instead, I'll just get a little bit more poke. Get a little bit more poke, do a little bit more damage. We'll see what Upset decides to go as we get into
I think it was Paddock yesterday, actually. We got, it was either Paddock or it was Hans Summer. Someone's going to have to correct me at home. We did get the Deathfire touch build. We got the double tier stacking, or eventually, even though it didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So there has been some flexibility there as dive comp here from Vitality. Fnatic still have Karma open as a side note, but they're looking for more engage. And they're going to go on.
Yeah, that makes sense. That was the point that I had in my head that I lost and then suddenly remembered. Fnatic had to debate between Carzzy or Ornn. Ornn gives more long-range engage, but Carzzy has kill threat on the Rumble inside lane. I mean, technically Ornn does as well. And actually, I was on the desk yesterday with Odo where he talked a lot about Ornn specifically when playing into Rumble. And he said that because you do have kill threat with the ult, Rumble has to play a degree of safety in this matchup. But the moment that the jungler shows up, Rumble can then go all in, fully commit, start playing super aggro, and something you don't have to be as afraid of. So I think that it is worth Razork investing just one gank. Get the flash out from the Rumble, because there are ways in which the Ornn can actually get kill pressure onto that Rumble, especially once you get that early magic resistance coming through. So we'll see what Fnatic's early game plan is, but as you highlighted, Vitality so far with a lot of dive. I think the Rakan ban makes a huge amount of sense. Like, that would just fit perfectly into the style of draft that Vitality's going for.
Nautilus is still open,
I was also thinking about the Nautilus as well.
Normally in the first rotation of bans, it has been consistent throughout this week that Nautilus must go.
But I think the reason for that was because Nautilus is just good into range supports.
Which we had the Karma first picks, and we've had those range supports.
And as you're seeing, range supports have just kind of moved to the side in terms of priority. And so now Nautilus becomes a slightly higher priority pick. Who actually wants to pick it up? Now, Nautilus Ezreal is not really a combo that you see very often. Now, Ezreal Nami is a combo that you do see, but they've chosen to ban away the Nico. I do wonder if the Nami's going to be taken off the board. No, it's going to be Alistair. Very interesting. So they want to get rid of some more engage. If Fnatic really want to tunnel on the engage, they could go for Leona. But I think they have to think more about the peel. I think Soraka could be a good option here. I think locking mid makes a ton of sense. Get the Rise. Very well-rounded, very safe. Fnatic right now have got a very solid front-to-back style comp with a few side lane options. But I mean, you talked about it. Are they really going to do Ezreal plus Nautilus bot lane?
As you said, not a combination we've seen before. I love that you tunneled on the Soraka, like what we've already seen from Lospa when it was so good in the laning phase. For now, it is the Rise. Leave the counter pick for support for Fnatic.
Ooh, again, is this another layer of Upset's mind games? Hover the Nautilus, make it look like they're indecisive on champion they want.
Yeah.
And then at the last minute, pivot to the Rise, go, no guys, we'll take the Rise. And now Vitality have to be thinking about that Nautilus pick.
And then I wonder, is their response going to be something like the Bard, or you sacrifice the lane, but you get long range engage to go with the Ornn?
Potentially. On
the side of Fnatic. I mean, that is still up too. That is something that, again, we talk about priorities in the LEC has been tip-top. Rel and Kaiser, a classic duo. We don't see much Rel anymore.
They're back!
They are back. They're coming back, and it is nice. A much more exciting meta than when we sit with enchanters.
I mean, the reason why I get excited about engage supports is just because I think it leads to more action. It leads to more fighting.
Yep.
Range supports, you don't have as much engage in the team, but now the supports in Europe are looking to start those fights off. Rel Kaiser, a tried and true classic, comfortably sits into... Oh, Braum. Oh, Braum is perfect here. They could do Braum. They could do Leona. I don't love it. I think if they want more peel into so much dive, I think Braum is such a good pick. Makes so much sense into the sheer amount of dive that Vitality wants to go for, and they're going to lock it in. So, I mean, Fnatic have gone for a very front-to-back style comp. Rise gets outranged a little bit by the Victor, but he has a lot more side lane threat, which is they'll need someone to try and match the Rumble later on. So I think Rise makes a ton of sense in that position. Meanwhile, Upset is going to be the main damage dealer, in contrast to Vitality, who have 4 damage threats. Victor, Kaiser, Vi, Rumble, all are going to be eyeing up Upset to try and take him out of the fight as quickly as possible. The question will ultimately become, can Vitality succeed in taking Upset out of the fight, or will Fnatic hold the line and win out in the extended front-to-back?
But if we're just looking at playstyles of these teams, I mean, for Fnatic, playing it safe here is what you'd call the draft. For Vitality, this is a team that even when they find these massive leads against teams, they don't cleanly close it out.
Absolutely.
They still scrap. They make it look messier than it is with the gold gap that's available, and they continue fighting it out until the game eventually ends from hand stiff. It feels like this is a comp that, again, can capitalize on that, get in the weeds a little bit, and fight it out with Fnatic. Let's just see if Fnatic get a bit of time. They can get their setup. You talk about the front to back. You talk about how Fnatic need to win this first game. This ever-important first game that'll keep their chances of the LEC in spring up and available for what already looks like an impossible run. And Fnatic, who are sitting 3 and 5, are going against top dogs. For Vitality, they are the beasts of the LEC that no one expected this split, but are a challenge to take down. Let's see if Fnatic keep their dreams alive, or if we decide our top 6 here in this final day.
Yeah, I mean, Vitality's looking to lock top 2, and Fnatic is looking to survive. They are 3 wins right now, and it's important to remember that for Fnatic, given that they're at 3 wins, if they don't win this series, things become very complicated for them. Now, in the break, you guys had an opportunity to vote for who you think has the advantage in the Fleshy war, and that is Gustav versus Krakow.
Much better name.
And it's clear that Gustav has won.
Is it because Krakow or Krakow, that's from Poland, the dragons are Polish, or what? Because that's a city in Poland.
I mean, are they also... Yeah, but is it not... I don't know. It could...
They named it that way, apparently, yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
But yeah, I was just curious, because I was like, it's a city in Poland. Great city, by the way. Lovely city.
Yeah.
Christmas markets are banging there. That's amazing.
Oddly specific.
But yeah, it's only summer when it's in winter. but yeah, Gustav clears. Great name. Fleshy dodges away Winter's bite. There's 2v2.
Now, I want to go back on those stakes a little bit. You did have a graphic pop up. If we could bring that graphic back up.
Oh, I'm hungry. I could do with some stakes. Let's have a look.
Yeah. Because there's a lot on the line. So if Vitality win, then GX will lock playoff simply because Fnatic cannot catch up to them in wins. If Fnatic win, they stay in playoffs contention. If they win 2-1, then Geox,
yep.
G2. I got updated. Hang on, I got to double check.
We're going to talk to our family behind the scenes. So while Vedius talks to them, Geox was meant to be G2.
Okay, yeah, the GX was meant to be G2.
Yeah,
right,
so G2, if Fnatic drop a game, G2 are the first ones to lock in.
Yeah, correct. So G2 fans basically want Fnatic to lose.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean...
they can do that, no problem. Empyros, though, hang on, Naak Nako, overheating, flash match, Empyros gets out. It's a pillar, not to save his life, but just after things happen. That was good timing from Empyros, otherwise he's about to get autoed to death.
It's a bit of a shame. Naak Nako, an early adopter at the beginning of the year of Ignite in the laning phase.
Yeah.
He's moved away from it, but had he had that Ignite, perhaps would have been within range of a kill in that 1v1, but doesn't quite have the damage, so Empyros limps away to safety.
It is interesting when yesterday, I mean, again, we saw the same matchup, and it was the first strike taken into the Ornn because of the free trading. Yeah, Humanoid gets something good on Vladi there in the mid lane in the meantime, but with the Rumble able to cash in free gold, this time around Naak Nako has gone for the damage, but as you said, with no Ignite, no follow-up is there, but he still has a bit of a CS lead, regardless, with already a good lane.
Yeah, absolutely. I asked Odo about this yesterday. I mean, for those that don't know, Odo, he was like the Rumble guy in LEC.
Yeah.
And so I was asking him his take on the rune changes, and he basically said after the nerfs to Comet, like, you just can't run it anymore on Rumble. So if you want a damage option, this is basically your best damage option available to you. And it does make sense, especially given that the most common item we see is Leandries, and so they just kind of synergize nicely.
And the Comet as well, remember, it's like that extra distance, 750 range?
Yeah, it's now 100%. More for those like artillery-style champs, those long-range champs.
Syndra, Vega, Zerath, I think, as well, you'd argue.
You just call him Zerath?
What would you call him, Zerath?
Zerath.
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 Yeah.
I said the same thing you're saying.
It's like what you basically just said was Vedius. That's what you just did.
That sounds cooler than Vedius. I'm sorry. Look, no offense. Vedius. Why did you call yourself Vedius?
Because it sounds quite pompous if you ask me.
Oh, but yeah, but it sounds like you're. It sounds like you're like from ancient Rome or something. I am a gladiator and my name is Vedius. Oh my God. Well, that'll stick with me for a while.
I'm glad I made your day with that. In any case, I'm keeping my eyes on the junglers, and so far it's been a quiet early game for them. We did ponder whether or not there might be an early gank top lane for Fnatic to see if Razork could maybe alleviate some of that pressure, get the flash out from Naak Nako. But hey, flash now gone for Naak Nako, so technically Razork can say job done. Right?
Again. But maybe waiting for the level 6. I mean, it would be... need to be timed as Razork is hitting 5 himself. Empyros only just into the 5 territory. What I'm talking about is the XP bars for when that ulti comes up for Empyros, that he can try and abuse it and get that long range engage for Razork to come up. But he's pathing down for the time being with Lyncas going up towards his top side himself.
Full clears happening across the board. Very smooth farming. Carzzy gets to actually get a cheeky base off. Meanwhile, Upset sitting on both the Cull and the Tier. He's going to be continuing to stack up. The Cull very much an indication of how his approach to the laning phase is going to be. All right, and then where is the crab going to spawn? It's on the top side, so Razork losing out on the RNG battle, but he will use this opportunity to start off the dragon. And here we go, Lyncas, the first to look for a play.
But Empyros is just going to back away. I mean, yeah, control ward placed down, but Lyncas knows he's gone over a ward. Empyros is playing it safe. Going to come back into lane now as he sees the VIT back over the wall, and as you said, look for that topside scuttle. So Empyros will still get that cannon minion, not lose too much, but Naak Nako goes to proxying, gets a bit of tempo in this top lane, and all the meanwhile, Razork picks up Dragon in the bottom side. So maybe thinking about a dive himself, with Carzzy being chunked out. An important note while we're off screen, Carzzy's low and has to be backed away.
Yeah, I mean, he's retreating immediately. Good positioning there from Razork, just the threat of a dive, enough to force Carzzy back. He's going to lose out on some gold, some experience. We did mention before that Upset was able to get a cheeky base off, allowing him to come back with this very small item advantage, mainly just to start stacking that tier ASAP, get another pushed wave in, gets himself a plate. The only bad news for Razork is the crab spawning on the top side, means that, hey, no crab for him, but he's not going to be too upset about it. But let's see if Lyncas now does something with this level 6.
Vladi's walking to the other side. Spidey senses there's no wards here, but again, must have just thought topside scuttle.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It makes sense, right? Like, he knew the VIT was on the top side, the crab respawns. There's no way a jungler is not hovering on that crab.
Oh, yeah.
And also, you know that that crab does give enemy jungler level 6 as well. So, great awareness from Vladi, respecting enemy jungle timing. And now Razork will move back towards his top side. So a very timid early game. You can tell that both teams playing with great respect right now. There's a lot on the line for Fnatic here. They're desperate for a win in this series, and if they can get it, they keep their playoff hopes alive. Of course, even if they do win, a lot of this is out of their control. They do need certain things to happen. But here we are, the roam down from Naak Nako, looking at mid lane.
It's a great timer as well. Vladi might have flash available, but he's going to realm warp instead. Electro Harpoon out of the realm warp, brings the minion wave back with him. And so only half will crash into Humanoid, but he does escape, he does survive, but Vladi now, without that ult, without that flash, is a big loss.
Yeah, the gravity field really making him uncomfortable there.
Naak Nako misses nothing.
He does not. Nice roam, good timing from Naak Nako. Already with a healthy gold lead, thanks to the plates he's been able to get and just the CS lead he's been able to accrue. Nearly 20 now, the advantage in the top lane. Meanwhile, Upset, the gold lead on the side of Fnatic, continuing to stack up that cull, but also just with a great laning phase overall. often we consider Kai'Sa's a good matchup into the Ezreal because Ezreal can't really punish the Kai'Sa as much.
Yep.
But the Braum doing some good job of just limiting the impact of the Rel in the laning phase. And honestly, I just think that that's a bit of outdated information. I do think that the way people play Ezreal now, he can be very hyper-aggressive and a big lane bully if he wants to be.
True.
And I think we've been seeing it from Upset in the way that he's been playing the 2v2.
And again, his numbers got buffed when he was already in a good position, so it makes sense that this Ezreal pick is game one consistently here over the weekend since we've come onto the new patches. We look up top, Lyncas on the grubs, on a ward, so information given over as Naak Nako steps into Empyros. Good trade with the Brittle and the Bellows Breath, but as Empyros gets out, note the CS lead is growing and growing. Oh, the success of bottom lane gank is going to come in as well. Crescent Guard ulted away from by Carzzy. He's trying to get his second skin passive, but he gets ulti from Glacial Fish up at the Rel. Oh, Fleshy gets out with a flash, but under turret now. This is sacred ground of Vitality. The Vitality is stepping into. Winter's Bite concussive blows. Wind becomes lightning. Audacious charge. Not going to be taken by Razork. A successful dive still gets Vitality off the bot way.
A lot of fantastic mechanics demonstrated in that skirmish. The flash response from Fleshy. I mean, mainly they were from Fleshy, to be fair. At the very end there, it may have been missed, but he threw out his Q once the Wind Becomes Lightning had connected from Razork, anticipating that Razork would go underneath the tower, so you could get that stun, create a bit of space, and then also act as a body blocker. Fleshy also doing a good job of mitigating what damage Upset was able to land, but they're able to get 3 out of 4 summoners from the bot lane of Vitality. They had to commit the flash. We're actually going to get a replay, so look back at this. So flash in from Razork, really good connect. Uses the ultimate to try and interrupt Fleshy. They realize that the CC is connecting. Fleshy sidesteps the knockup and then connects his ultimate to act as a body block. And then again, flashes in front of Carzzy, acting as that shield. Carzzy then tries to trade back, oversteps. Fleshy continues to act as a guard, and then he throws out that Q in anticipation of the dive. I mean, credit to Fleshy, he played that perfectly. Very well done from him.
And while he saves the play, it is still Upset with a benefit in the end. And I mean, that bottom lane already up in CS, but the fact they got the crash into 9 CS on Carzzy after an arcane shift. Carzzy's at half HP. Like, this lane is getting worse and worse for Vitality. As Fnatic are trying to sit bot, this is what has worked historically. This is Razork's favorite lane, and given more opportunities for him to come back down. Now with the summoners gone we talked about, and with Upset finding more success and getting a chunk on the enemy AD carry.
Yeah, this is not a bot lane that you would really expect to dive, but I think these opportunities are becoming available just because of Upset and Lospa finding good trades in the 2 versus 2. This has given that opportunity for Razork to show his face, fish, and actually find some opportunities. Now, it hasn't resulted in any kills. We're still 0-0 on the board. But the pressure is working in their favor. The gold lead that Naak Nako is generating in the top lane 1v1 is being matched by Upset and Lospa in the bot lane 2v2.
And as Razork comes back down to the bottom lane, he will be spotted out in a ward in River. Wants to start the second dragon off. A nice stack for Fnatic it would be, but Fleshy looking to contest with Humanoid. Magnet Storm almost up and available, but a crash down is what I'll be looking at first as Razork peels off. He knows that Vitality are moving down, looking to contest.
Yeah, the biggest problem is Vladi's ability to rejoin the team. Humanoid has that wave clear in middle. He's able to get the push. It's harder for the Rise to contest, and then he's not in a good spot. Fnatic choosing to just back away. They're saying, you know what, it's not worth the risk. We've got a solid early game so far. If we go 1-1 in Dragons, it's not the end of the world. And then they can get back out onto the map, stop clearing those camps, and working towards those first core items. You can see Upset very close to the Trinity Force. Rod of Ages soon to come through from Vladi. And the Sundered Sky being picked up by both junglers.
Vitality uses opportunity. Flashwind Spike dodged away from Lospa, tries. Arcane shift forward. Fleshy's dismounted, slowed down, sends out the Glacial Fisher. That's Lospa as first blood is claimed by Vitality's, rather Fnatic's bottom lane. Teleport from Humanoid as he comes on in. Lyncas gets out. He was going deep, but found out by Razork. He's at half HP too. And Fnatic, more success on the board.
A small misplay there from Fleshy. He basically goes for a trade underneath the tower, and that puts him in an awkward position, allowing for Lospa to just run him down. He ghosted on the Braum. A thing that you would not typically expect. The Braum was speedy. He was running a full sprint and was able to connect his passive to allow for Upset to then find that CC. And now, look at this Ezreal. Cull not even completed yet, but he's a 1.3k gold advantage. Oh, however, Razork in danger.
Those charge now used as well. Free talent strike to get him out of there, but in with the Realm Walk. Can he do it? Crescent Guard gets the knockup after the fact. Brings in the boys! Vitality just got an army on their head. It is traded though as Vladi's first to die. Naak Nako looking for the chase now. Electro Harpoon misses. Lospa on a ray. And here comes the Vault Breaker to follow up. Rather, no, it's a flash from Humanoid. You're going to have to excuse me, Lyncas looks for an angle himself. Gravity Field now down, slows down Fnatic. There's the Vault Breaker flash. Lyncas came from a different angle, is upset. Retreats with Razork now under the turret safely. Arcane Shift after a Mystic shot. Carzzy gets tagged, but to a Fnatic now lie in the waste.
Wow, so this all culminates as a result of Razork wanting to contest the Raptors. He didn't really have prio in this position. He starts off, he's fishing, and then a good Hex Flash over the wall from Fleshy with a TP flank coming in from the Rumble. I think this is a great TP from Naak Nako, knowing that he's got the push in top side. But then the Realm War brings in the boys, but Fnatic, I think it's way too deep. It is just way too deep. You'd already used a lot of your resources. You had no Braum ult, you didn't have Ezreal ult. Trying to force that skirmish, I think, didn't make any sense. And they end up getting punished for it. Vitality committing all 5 members to the bot side, able to find 2 kills. Ends up being a trade of 2 for 1. And the good news for Empyros is he does get a couple tower plates. But look at how the gold swings now as Humanoid, Lyncas, and Naak Nako find themselves with solid leads here 13 minutes into the game.
I mean, Naak Nako is still elevating this game for Vitality, but Humanoid's now part of it as well. And as you said, it is still just the upset show. I mean, that's a 1.5k gold lead on the Ezreal, maintained, not given over, with no death from the previous play as well. Dragon's not up for a while. Bottom lane's going to be stagnant for a bit as Humanoid moves down there to cover the wave. 80 carries go mid, but it is this Herald in a minute that is going to be the focus here, with 1 and a bit items truly built across the board.
Upset is just so accelerated on this Ezreal right now. He is very quickly working towards the Mora mana. Now we see Lospa on the roam, similar to Fleshy. These melee supports can have a lot of impact with the amount of utility they can provide on the map. Mindful of the fact that Herald is spawning in 35 seconds, so the 80 carries being in mid to contest that wave is very important. But Lyncas looking for a gank in top lane. Vladi isolated.
Lay it down, nice. Vladi's going to flash away. He's dead. Okay, that looked a lot harder, but came a lot easier as Vitality just pulled it off. And down he goes into the dirt. Vladi's dead again, and top turret is just open. Simple gank, but a good punish.
Yeah, a very simple gank. Very effective, though. Nice gold swing now in favor of Vitality. Sending Vladi into this matchup. Idea is that you can at least contest the Rumble on the wave clear, but now Carzzy, the Q connects.
At full range, true shot barrage. Oh, the barrier saves him, though. All summoners down. Carzzy lucky to be alive. Fnatic looking for the push after the fact. Fleshy comes to cover as Herald is now up. A lot of work has been done, but Vitality like, nah, let's forget it. Naak Nako's on a tier 2. Wow. He doesn't care about the Herald, he's just pushing.
Yeah, that might be too deep. They do have information as to where Razork is on the map right now. Ornn does have TP available. He could use it to regroup with the team to contest this Herald. And here we go. Looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. Vitality not in a good position to contest this, so that's going to be an easy objective secured. Credits to Upset and Lospa once again, finding a fantastic trade onto Carzzy. They force him back to base. I mean, wow, Lospa, he's just on point with connecting those Qs.
I feel like Lospa has had some really big shining moments to split. Soraka game at the Roadshow was a great example. He's had some games that have accelerated Fnatic. Here's one of them again. The reason that Upset's so far ahead, the reason that they found success in the bottom lane. Now the biggest question is, can they keep the ball rolling? Because Vitality elsewhere are bleeding them dry. 10 seconds till the Dragon, it'll be number 3 of the game. Fnatic move in, try and get vision themselves. Look, Vitality went for a group reset, but it does mean they're going to be slow onto the map to try and secure this objective.
Here we go. We're setting up for a big fight here. In terms of items, slight edge, I would say, to Vitality. Let's see if that works in their favor as the TP's now coming through.
All right, well, at half HP already, Fnatic might have this in the bag. Empyros tries to zone off. Look at the angle, though, from Lyncas. Vault Breaker in the steal, no. It's secured. Now for the fight for Fnatic. They send in the Ornn Horn, but the ulti in from Lyncas. Crescent Guard doesn't do much. Equalizer down, popped on back. And Vitality too far away. Now with the Glacial Fissure out, Naak Nako slowed as he goes into melee, but Empyros thinks, let's go again. However, Vladi's on the wrong side. Vitality quickly turn. Look for the isolated target. A Shattering Strike not even needed as Carzzy whittles them down with the Plasma. Fnatic run through the hills they go, but Lospa's caught out. There's the ulti. Carzzy will fly in and find Lospa with Humanoid sealing away the kill. The chase on the Razork will continue as well as auto after auto with lethal tempo. Carzzy gets the clean house, and Empyros still tries to run through this war, but I don't think this is the right way to go. Carzzy just keeps getting gold, and money for Fnatic is whittling away. They put their investments in the wrong damn account as Upset might get one, but Humanoid with last of his mana will sear through his heart. A shutdown in the end, yes, that's your scream, but it's delayed because too many damn kills went down after the Drake.
Vitality find an ace in that fight after the fight looked so promising for Fnatic. I love the response from Lyncas as he tries to get the steal. The engage focuses him. He responds by throwing his ultimate into the middle of the fight, doing what he can. Good initial burst comes through from Humanoid on the backline. The problem for Fnatic is how they become split. Remember, the way they want to play this fight is front to back, but Vladi changes his pathing to isolate himself. And when Vitality could turn this into a pick after pick after pick situation, Fnatic's formation starts to crumble. The front line has tanked everything that they can. No longer can they stay in this extended fight. Carzzy held onto his ultimate throughout the entire time. Back in live, I can see a bit of pick happening, but nothing too crazy as Carzzy gets kill after Upset built such a massive lead in the 1v1. Carzzy gets a huge investment in gold. Upset does everything he can to bring it back, gets a kill onto Fleshy, but he has to do it to trade his life into Humanoid, securing the ace for Vitality.
And the kills went to the carries. Carzzy on 3, still down 1,600 gold, but Carzzy's catching back up. Second item on the horizon as Humanoid now with a gigantic lead off the back of that fight. 2 items just completed with the Bloodletter's Curse. Carzzy found out. Audacious Charge not yet. No True Shot Barrage. Can't be dodged. Carzzy gets tagged. Good damage from Upset. As the leader of Fnatic right now, still trying to get them across the line in game 1, but Vitality holds soundly to a 2,000 gold lead.
Yeah, I mean, none of this takes into consideration as well how much damage Naak Nako is doing in the skirmish. I didn't focus on him a lot because Humanoid provided that initial big chunk of burst in the fight thanks to both the E and the ulti. But yeah, this Rumble is becoming so problematic. Level 14, very close to his second completed item. And he's scary. He is very, very scary. And yeah, this is a great demonstration of how much damage he's been able to do. It really is just the Upset show on the other side. Vladi, his positioning is really important because he and Upset are the only key damage dealers in these skirmishes. And so once the front line, like, you have to leverage that front line to do as much damage as you can. And in the position that Vladi found himself in, it was too difficult to really contribute to the fight. So Fnatic need to regroup, regather to keep their playoff hopes alive. See how things pan out as so far Fnatic yet to get a tower on the map. Still some standing gold for them to look to try and grab. Baron now available on the Rift. Don't expect that to be an early objective, but Dragon soon to follow in a minute and a half.
At least putting them in a position of power. Third Dragon here for Fnatic. The thought is there. Lyncas looks to contest. Sending out that Void Seeker. Carzzy's looking for a target to Killer Instinct into as Herald gets dropped. Fnatic going to try and open up the mid lane, and this should be a success. As even with exposure in the eye, it's going to require a lot more damage than that. So charge, success. Herald will go down afterwards. But mid lane now open here for Fnatic to get a bit more breathing room.
We'll give them the opportunity to get a bit of deep vision. Speaking of, Lospa already investing in that. Fleshy going to read it though and clear out the vision that Lospa's just dropped. So Lospa now needs to get back to base, replenish those wards if he can. Grab secured. Lyncas spotted out. Vitality contesting this river knowing that the Dragon is spawning soon.
They're confident here from Vitality. Know that Razork's doing his Grom. But yeah, Lyncas is going to back away. Not going to overstep here with Vladi right next to his jungler as well. Dragon, 30 seconds, good reset timer. Infinity Edge comes from Carzzy as well. So we are getting a full AD Kai'Sa here. No hybrid build. I mean, in a patch that was a lot of focus on like champions can, you know, do AD and AP.
True.
Carzzy's going to go for the AD route here with double dagger after the fact as well. So Carzzy's going to have a lot of damage if he gets some uptime. But I feel like both AD carries this game are kind of set to carry, you know? The only problem is Vitality obviously have a lot more damage sources that are in a good spot. Here's one of them as Lyncas gets called out with a Wither's Bite, set up with the Glacial Fissure. He flashes away, Vault Breaker. He's out. The commitment from Razork as he flashes onto a gravity field. He Crescent Guards and saves his life as the Chaos Storm is whittling down Fnatic. They run through a choke. They still get out, but as Dragon starts up, A little bit here was burned with the Crescent Guard, but no Chaos Storm for the victor, as Lyncas is at half HP. Dragon still at Thought. Fleshy with an angle. Not warded, not seen. Fleshy has the perfect setup as
Fleshy.
doesn't hit, and there it is! A Magnet Storm for the ages! The opposite to track, and Fnatic get clapped together for Carzzy in the wrong space at the wrong time. Now the clap back from Fnatic, the knock-up galore from Fnatic, and Upset getting to fire away. Lyncas is a triple, setting up the stun for a quadra. Fnatic's turnaround in the play after what was a great flank is so damn commendable.
My goodness, Fleshy, you make the hero play, you make the magic happen, yet it is not enough in the might of Upset. A good turnaround fight from Fnatic. The front to back holds strong, and when the carry needs to show up, he does just that. Fleshy with a phenomenal engage, connects onto 4, the Rumble odds is there, but look at Upset. Carzzy goes in way too deep, gets chain CC'd by Lospa, and then Fnatic's positioning is good. They get the front to back that they want. Damage from Upset is clean, no one is threatening the backline, and the front line is not falling fast enough. Fnatic find a fantastic fight, they played the fight well, and now they get themselves the Baron.
And Upset is a behemoth. Like, again, there's the damage numbers just from the fight. A lot came through on the side of Humanoid. But I have to say, Upset is just greater at this point. A quadra kill over to the Ezreal, the Drake, a fight win, Baron. Fnatic have the game in the palm of their hands. They just have to continue closing it out and put their LEC Spring in their hands as well.
My goodness, Fnatic. I mean, they have a bit of a history of when it matters most, clutching up. The organization has always found a way to make the magic happen. Right now on the cusp of playoffs, they can't really afford to drop even a single game. Taking a win against Vitality would be huge. I mean, it's necessary to really keep their playoff chances alive. And Upset is doing the job that he needs to do. 4K, the individual goal lead for him. Razork acting as the front line that he needs to be. And Vitality find themselves floundering a little bit. They've got to escort Humanoid out of this side lane as Fnatic on the collapse. Look at Lospa coming through the jungle. There is a tower there.
This is in trouble, but no flash. A Vault Breaker will build distance. Humanoid going to spot it out. Drops the Chaos Ray down as an Unbreakable from Lospa and negates the rest of the damage. However, the turret is still going to die regardless, as Upset starts dealing with the wave and Fnatic start taking some of this standing gold.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Fnatic are just going to use this Baron to pretty much get a bunch of gold back out that's standing on the map right now. Line their pockets, reinvest in the itemization. Naak Nako doing the right thing in keeping that bot wave pushed, creating a point of pressure that Fnatic have to go and answer. It's Vladi to go and respond to that. But now this game is largely going to be determined by the soul. Fnatic have demonstrated exactly what we wanted to see from them. That front-to-back style of play. Whereas Vitality is looking to dive.
Yep.
You saw, though, when Carzzy goes in too deep, the consequences of his actions, right? So this dive comp isn't effective when Fnatic have that wall in front of them, right? When you have both the Xin and the Ornn standing in front, Braum standing on the back, even if you threaten that dive, there are ways to provide protection for Upset. The only way that Vitality is going to win these skirmishes is by splitting Fnatic apart, finding picks, making the fight more skirmish-focused rather than a traditional front-to-back style play. And I'm keeping my eyes on Fleshy. He's been having overall a very good game on the rel, very high impact. The question is, will it be enough?
Flank like that, I mean, it looked game-breaking. But we digress. Fnatic with the gold lead, with the control, a minute 15 till their soul comes up. No Baron on the map, they took it before, but with it going down in 5 seconds, that'll be the next objective to keep your eyes on if Vitality are able to smear away any concentration of Fnatic around that bottom side of the map. We take a quick look at items. Important to know the ornaments are well and truly online for 3 out of 5 members. Empyros including himself as well with his Holo Radiance upgrade. Black Cleaver there, as well as an upgraded Trinity Force for Upset. 8-1. Generational gaming here from Upset. And Spirit Shojin is now being completed as well. 4 items versus a Navori that just got picked up by Carzzy. He's a full item ahead, as obviously with that kind of gold, of course you would be.
Very early TP. Fnatic want to get ahead of this. They've got good vision set up. They're pinging bot lane. They'd love to push in another wave, make it harder for Vitality to approach observers. Showcasing 4 is what Vitality see right now. They've got a face check, and it's kind of Fleshy's responsibility. In an ideal world, they could push out the mid wave and then try and contest that topside brush, but they're not going to be given the chance. Keep my eyes on the minimap. I'm looking at Lyncas, fishing for a flank, but he is being spotted out by this vision.
Oh, Vault Breaker doesn't get into that brush either.
But I think he deliberately does that. I think he doesn't want to overextend. He doesn't want to be spotted out. They want to try and make... Oh, no, he sneaks over. He's in there.
Cease and desist. Who's he going to use it on? Wants to find Upset. If Upset dies with Fnatic, maybe a winning fight. Ghost's going to be popped somewhere, I believe by Empyros here as he starts to zone control. Razork starts off the Dragon. Upset checks for brushes here, but that Ezreal must die for Vitality to have a chance as Realm Warp in. Going to bring Vladi in. They've found Lyncas. He flashes over the wall to get on out. Fnatic have committed to the backside as Empyros takes poke from the front. True Shot Barrage tag through to no one. Second skin now available for Carzzy for an angle. Here we go. Forge God as the Dragon does eventually go down over the side of Fnatic with Ocean Soul. Front to back should be easy. But Fleshy again gets that Rel ulti in as upsets the target. But a full HP with an Ocean Soul. Is it a done deal? He's got a wall in front of him. Arcane Shift playing the fight. The Magic Man with the Magic Card will continue fighting. Flashes over the wall. And with the concussive blows, gets the stun down. Naak Nako now in a 1v1, but Upset repositions, takes another quadra, and makes Vitality know.
Upset with double quadra kills in this game. He needed to be the superstar, and he does just that. Ocean Soul secured, team fight won. Upset going to do as much damage to the base as possible as Fnatic looks to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Can't end the game yet, so Upset's going to back away, but as we look at the replay, a long fight this was.
I mean, we're going to look at it from the POV of Upset. He's staying behind that wall. Lospa can jump to him at a moment's notice. He doesn't panic once the CC comes through because there's no damage threat. He stays away from Carzzy, knowing that Carzzy is the real kill threat. But the moment he gets CC'd, that is his signal to go. Simply fantastic positioning from Upset. Hard commits onto the kill. Debatable if that flash was really worth it, because he's now not going to have it available in the upcoming fight, but we'll see how things pan out as the Baron is now on the rift.
I mean, he's 12-1, he's got a GA, so I guess the flash doesn't matter because he's got a second win, but Baron not going to be contested yet anyway, as Vitality coming in slow, but this Baron will be gone by the time they get near. Fnatic with a 4,000 gold lead. You'd think it's more with the way these fights are going, but the palm of their hands, game one, the ability to give themselves that extra bit of oomph, that extra bit of lifeline. Remember, if they get a single game, even if they lose a series, it means that MKOI have to win the next series. It's a lifeline, it's meaningful, it keeps Fnatic more interesting in spring, but also keeps their options open for playoffs.
My goodness, Fnatic showing up here in their last series of the spring split with the Baron. They're sieging onto the top lane, poke starting to come through. But what a performance from Upset. He was put in a position to carry, and he has done just that. The poke continues to come down. Naak Nako, limit.
Oh my God, save us. No true shot barrage. So Naak Nako is going to have to back away. That pretty much opens up all but that inhib turret with the last plate available. And as Naak Nako resets, Vitality still thinking about how they can find an angle, but Lospa's in the way again. Carzzy tries to fire out, inhibitor turret goes down, Naak Nako is reset, but again he's found out. I'm watching Upset, all that matters is damage. True Shot Barrage doesn't do anything but Razork as he goes in with the Crescent Guard. Fnatic trying to end it here. Teleport in as well. This will be called the Forge God as Empyros thinks about an angle. A pillar out of Bellow's Breath. Dodging away from the Shattering Strike is nice, but as Vault Breaker away from Lyncas at GA, here it comes. The Ram Jam, and oh damn, it hits two in the air. Lyncas stuck mid. He flashes away. That's Fleshy. Jump in now, finally Lyncas. The setup from Naak Nako and his oldest one onto Empyros. Razork getting low as well. It's a bit of a disaster. Upset Arcane shifts in. Upset's GA now down. The Chaos Storm bigger than the damn grounders. Lospa can't save his 80 carry. Upset's still alive. Carzzy ulti's going in with the exhaust as Upset runs into melee range. A concussive blow saves his life, but I still think it's too deep. Vitality hold on, and Fnatic are all but wiped.
What the hell just happened? Fnatic with such a massive overforce.
Vladi's found
take
as well.
the fight to Vitality, throw away their Baron. They get the inhibitor, but my goodness, Fnatic, why did you have to force?
I've never seen a 12-1 Ezreal Arcane shift into
But look,
3 people.
that's not the problem. This is the problem. Razork eating in, throwing his ultimate for nothing. Just take the inhibitor, Fnatic. And then what is Empyros doing? Like, he's just walking up for no reason. The play is not to fight here. The play is to play for the inhibitor. They're overforcing for what reason? They've thrown everything onto a rel. And now they have to retreat. Now Vitality, this play's mega easy. A huge ulti from Naak Nako melts the front line. Vladi has to retreat. They get the kill. And then Upset at this point is like, well, I've got to go for something. But even that's way too deep. Fnatic, they just lose their minds. They need this win. And rather than playing with patience, they just throw themselves into Vitality and give Vitality a lifeline.
And this guy's neutral. Imagine what Odo's doing backstage right now. Holy moly. That dad is going to have no hair by the time the baby's born. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if this game's sealed for Fnatic. I don't know if Fnatic know if it's sealed for Fnatic. I think Vitality's starting to think, well, maybe. So, Elder's coming up in a minute, and that will decide the game. Now,
yeah, it will.
You know, we've seen Fnatic are fallible with such a lead.
Yeah, but the thing is, the gold basically doesn't matter.
It doesn't
like, at
matter.
a certain point. Like, obviously, there are differences, for sure, but, like, the Ezreal isn't really getting that much stronger, right? It looks like he's working towards LDR, but... you know what I mean? Like, the gold matters less and less the longer this game goes on. And so Vitality, like, they just have to wait for Fnatic to make a mistake at this point. They know the way in which they can win this game.
Here we go.
It's up to Fnatic. Like, this is their game to lose.
Humanoid steps forward. Empyros with his ulti available. All 10 ultis, in fact, all available. Fnatic hold their brush. Lospa teleports back in. Naak Nako on an angle, spotted out on a ward. We are A-ramming a little bit, looking for position over this Elder. 10 seconds, and it will spawn as Razork finds Fleshy. He audacious charges in. Realm Warp is deep as well. Call the Forge, got Fnatic on top of Naak Nako, and he's dead. What a pick. They pull the decision off this time as Razork and the rest of the boys are in front of enemy line. Fleshy into the air this time. Glacial Prison sets it up, layers down. A double already. Fnatic looking for the final moments of the fight as Upset's got Lyncas in the palm of his hands. This time, it's a lot cleaner. They did the setup, they did the checks, and as Vladi actually came in with a clutch Realm Warp, they'll finally be able to end game 1.
Fnatic do find the final fight that they needed. They've got a wave in the top lane. They're looking to close out game 1.
Well, one game, a safety net makes it harder for them to get eliminated out of playoffs, but one game was hard fought. They're going to fix up a couple of things, as we say, pretty much every week. But Fnatic, you can't take this win away from them.
Oh my god, I thought it was going to be like a Fnatic 2024 situation, bro. I was like, that top lane fight was crazy. Oh my god. All right, Grabs needs to have a serious conversation with the team. But hey, you're right. They do get that first win, and that is what was the most important thing. Fnatic, they get the win.
Wobbly as well, so you guys have just got the dud. Well, I get to sit here, dance, and look towards game number 2. Let's play Reckless with my heart. All right.
Okay, this is Crown.
Sorry. I mean, I get confused sometimes.
Well, that's all right.
Both the bangers.
No, thanks for trying.
Both the bangers. But wouldn't Reckless with my heart would be apt here as well. So maybe
Also
game 3.
That's
going
true.
to have to come
That's
up.
very, very true.
Ezreal's gone. But as they said on the desk, he's got to pull this lad. Unara games have been pretty hot. We've got Corki. We've got the Sivir. I would say as well, like, Ashe Seraphine is a possibility since neither are banned just yet. Focused on the mid lane pool with the Orianna, with the Azir gone, which means we are going to diversify just a little bit. With Nautilus now gone as well, looking at some of the engagement. It might be I was going to say Ashe first pick, but never mind, that's gone.
No, it's for sure Yunara Lulu.
Yeah.
Is the vibe I'm getting. Vitality have to debate right now whether they ban the Lulu or not. There's also the Pantheon problem to take into consideration. I don't think Pantheon has been as dominant here in LEC as compared to what I've seen over in the LCK.
No.
At least in terms of priority.
Yeah.
So let's see what the pick ends up being. Okay, they're going to take the Jarvan away. That does make a ton of sense. So now you would expect either the Lulu or the Unara to be the first pick. Fnatic kind of have to make the decision now. Are they happy playing without the Lulu, or are they instead... Oh, okay, Caitlyn. Okay, fair enough.
So then the biggest question is, will Fnatic pair it with a Karma? Will then they still on Vitality go for the Lulu Yannara, as you're already talking about? It does feel like, again, if you're picking that, well, you're kind of not playing for lane anymore. Pantheon getting hovered by Vitality. Lyncas, I mean, he plays all the meta junglers right now, and Pantheon's not going to be an exception. So expect that to be locked in. You can see what I was saying right now. You'd enjoy watching Vedius play with his headset as Pantheon's going to get locked in. While he fixes that, I will tell you all at home that Humanoid has played 15 unique champions. So if you think you can guess what he's playing in this game straight off the bat, you're wrong. I mean, it could literally be anything. Syndra, Oriana's already been picked, or rather banned away. LeBlanc, Annie, Victor's gone, Aurora's in there. We've got an Aurelion Sol, a Silas, a Hui, a Lissandra, an Akali, a Galio, a Cassio, an Ari. For now, it's not going to be in question as Bard gets locked in for Vitality, but just know it could literally be anything out of that mid laner, as Vitality give themselves a bit of range to deal with that bottom lane.
So, does Lospa want to go more aggressive, something like the Niko, or does he want something a little bit more passive in the sense of providing peel? He could also go for the Karma. They can also pair it up with the Nami.
Or
I would also love, Elise is also hyper aggro.
Yeah.
Lux is also an option. Not something that we've really seen here in Europe, but a possibility that we have seen over in the LCK. So Skarner, that front line already being provided by Fnatic. It seems to me that their game plan is very clear. Put Upset on something that does damage, then protect Upset. That very much seems to be the game plan. I do wonder if Aurora is the mid laner that they're also thinking about. I mean, Lulu, I didn't mention that one. Also a possibility.
But maybe something as well that can play a bit more with the range.
Seraphine, before this patch, typically paired with Ashe or taken away and paired with some other AD carries. Now, after the bug fix, she's just OP.
Okay.
Yeah, Odo was telling me about it yesterday. Basically, there's this quality of life thing that happened where how her Q affects damage. I don't say I fully understand the specifics, but all you need to understand is that they fixed something on Seraphine. She didn't get a direct buff, but that fixing her increased her win rate quite significantly.
It's like it went up 6% or something.
It was something crazy.
Something stupid, yeah.
So, yeah, Seraphine is just a strong support now. And so Fnatic is saying, you know what? And also, like, the healing she provides when you go for the all Echoes of Hellier and yeah, she's good, she's strong. And so it's going to be an oppressive lane, a difficult one to deal with. Also, the thing is, it does pair quite nicely with Caitlyn, but the other way around.
True.
Because slow applies, root applies, trap underneath. You know? So there is still setup for the Caitlyn in the lane as well. Synergizes with the Encore to set up for the Cupcake. So we'll see how Fnatic's bot lane does this time around. Carzzy, he's in a tough position. The only AD carries that can really challenge a Caitlyn in lane, I would say, are Varus, Ashe, and Jhin. So he's decided to go for the Jhin to pair alongside the Bard, which I think is also a fairly solid combo. Jhin can be pretty self-sufficient as well, provides a decent amount of long range. Moving into the second phase, let's see how Vitality rounds this one out. They've got a good way to start fights with the Pantheon and the Bard combination. The question is, where does the rest of their damage come from? Is it a mage that they're thinking about? Possibly something like the Anivia, maybe? Or perhaps they want something that can get down and dirty with the Pantheon, something like an Ambessa to take into consideration.
Yeah. I mean, again, anyone's guess. If we're looking at Vitality specifically, it could be anyone's guesses. Now it's banned away. Renekton, the response here. Vitality got first pick to decide whether they go mid or top blind.
I mean, the Renekton to me suggests that they're very much thinking about, oh wow,
I think it's just a response when they saw that Nah was getting banned by Fnatic. But now, I mean, tank side for Fnatic, they could just be picking a Sion or Cassante top, honestly.
I do not love Aurora into Syndra.
No.
I think this is quite a difficult matchup. In the context of the comp, Aurora is solid for sure.
Yeah.
Cassante was what I was expecting after seeing the Nah and the Vayne ban. The other thing Fnatic could have considered, well, I mean, I think this makes Ambessa pretty easy for Vitality if you go Cassante now, because Ambessa's a pretty safe matchup into the Cassante, and also with Renekton gone, yeah, it's just a nice dive with the comp that Vitality already have. The main reason why I don't like Aurora is just the lane is really bad. Syndra just outranges you. She can keep you at arm's length, and she does a lot of damage. So, but in the context of the comp, Aurora fits fine. So provides good AoE AP damage, generally fairly safe in lane just because of her ability to go invisible, and also side lane shouldn't be too scary for her to deal with.
Can you add any more range to Vitality here?
It is a bit weird. Like, Ambess is just the one that's kind of screaming to me. I feel like I'm missing something, but...
I mean, literally, what can help gank? Oh my god, this can.
There's no way I could have calculated that.
I mean, Naak Nako on a range top laner. This is his first Twisted Fate game of the split. But, I mean, we're counting uniques in Vitality, and even though they've played a lot of games, this is his 13th unique champion. Like, him and Humanoid are just trying to go for a record or something.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a good matchup into Carzzy. It's a free farming lane. You can generate a lot of gold. I wonder, I assume he's going on hit. He has to be, right?
Surely.
But this comp from Vitality, isn't it just weird? Like...
I mean, you said it.
Fnatic's comp, very simple. It's the same thing as game one. Front to back, peel, protect Caitlyn, Aurora does AoE damage. Like, it's just very simple, very straightforward, easy to execute with solid laners. Vitality's comp, I mean, it's like a side lane pick comp with a Syndra. Like, Syndra never really wants to be on sides because she doesn't have much mobility to escape, but Pantheon and TF want to perma-attack sides. Yeah. So their idea is very much find picks somewhere on the map, catch you off guard, attack.
Maybe Ari would have clapped more.
Yeah, possibly. Ari would have made more sense, yes. But here we are.
Here we are. And Naak Nako, for the record, is 5-1 on his TF top. So
there you go.
I mean, that was in ERLs. But it's Naak Nako we're talking about. Got a lane lead last game, kind of put Empyros down, and then we got to team fights. Fnatic looked exceptional as they fight for their spot in playoffs here in spring. They put it all on the line with their final series versus Vitality. Final series for Vitality too, for what it's worth. 8-1 would be a perfect finish for the organization, but right now Fnatic are in the way. Gold card for Razork. He has to flash. Now, face checking into Twisted Fate Pantheon, not what I would have on my bucket list.
Sorry, I was reading something. What did you say about a bucket list?
Vedius, it's okay. We don't have to do it again. I would not face check a Pantheon, a Twisted Fate, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I would not do. What were you reading?
I was reading about...
a book?
I got reminded about Twisted Fate's crit scaling thing.
Yeah.
So, loaded dice, Twisted Fate's passive.
Yes.
Upon killing a unit, Twisted Fate rolls his lucky dice receiving 1 to 6 bonus gold.
Yeah, you're reading from the book,
right?
Yep.
Yeah. But there's a way that his crit modifier works, which means that your crit scales with that lucky dice.
Yeah.
And if I understand it correctly, and I hope I haven't misunderstood it, basically the more crit you have, the greater you have the chance to roll it again. So you can get 2 procs of the passive off, and the odds of you hitting that second scale with your crit chance. So you can just generate even more gold, is the idea.
Okay. I would like to go to Vandal for this if we get him on the line and just talk about that.
If I understand it correctly, I may have misunderstood it, but that is how I believe the crit scaling works.
Twisted Fate, his back lore, he's a degenerate gambler, isn't it? That's what he is.
I mean, I don't know Twisted Fate's lore. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
He's a bloke. He goes from club to club, and
now let's watch Lyncas because he's level 3 ganking bombs.
Yeah, good callback. As Fleshy, he's looking for the Cosmic Binding. Upset's going to cleanse, flash away. Lyncas still looking for a Deadly Flourish dodge, dropping the beat. Lospa probably saves the rest of the players. Vitality are unsuccessful, but they do get double summoners and a heal out of Lospa.
So after game 1, Vitality put out a wanted poster for Upset and said, he's the man we got to take out.
Oh, yeah.
Level 3 gank bot lane. Absolutely crazy stuff. Razork now coming in to assist. Realizes that this bot lane needs help getting this wave under control. And so he's going to escort himself very deep. Are they going to threaten a dive here?
If they do threaten a dive, all summoners are available here for Carzzy and Fleshy. Is picking up Razork, wants to do it. Deadly Flourish down. He takes aggro though. Razork, what are you doing? Gets crit headshot, but it's a double trade. Upset will get the kill onto Carzzy, and yes, the wave is denied. But Razork's got his head in the clouds or something.
Well, I mean, I think the dive itself was ambitious, but I don't hate the play, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, who else is going to tank it in this situation? He ends up getting stunned, if I understood this correctly.
Press W.
Yeah, so he gets rooted first, then he autos. In an ideal world, he would have CC'd first.
Yeah.
Before, but I mean,
exactly.
There's little that he can do in that situation. The biggest unfortunate was Lospa taking tower aggro. That shouldn't have been a 2-for-1. Carzzy gets first blood, so he still stays ahead in gold, but Upset with the CS lead. The wave is slow pushing towards him, which is an ideal state for him to be in.
It's not bad, is it?
And Razork, I mean, his pathing got a little bit messed up because he had to path back to bot, get his Krugs. Now he's setting his sights on the bot crab, but he can't really contest it because mid has prio and enemy bot has prio, so now he's going to be forced to go top crab.
Let's go to the wig. Not going to stop. And then Ishtel over the wall. Razork does get out.
Oh, the biggest reason why that dot dive failed was because Razork lost his flash at level 1, which I did forget about.
That's also true.
Yeah, so, you know, maybe you shouldn't have done that part.
Maybe. I mean, even though it was messy, as you said, at least the wave's not in a bad state. I mean, Upset will be up here, but Carzzy did pick up a kill in response. Vladi walking forward with the twofold hex, gets the electrocute. And Humanoid. By the way, our conversation with Comet now comes in relevancy as Humanoid has taken it. So trying to use that range advantage here with what is a high-range mid-lane mage.
Yeah.
As Carzzy has gone for the DFT.
Yeah, so basically Comet does do more damage, but it can only be taken advantage of by specific laners, basically, or specific champions, I should say.
Black Cinder is guess who's back.
Oh, Lyncas, nice timing once again for him. The wave is in an awkward spot for the bot lane of Fnatic, but they do clear it out. Carzzy can now set up a freeze if he wants to, so he can just get a bit of an edge. No, he's looking to clear it out as quickly as possible. All right, fair enough. Maybe he just wants to base. Upsets. No, just get some... Oh, yeah, there it is. I was wondering if he had enough gold to get the upgraded boots, and he's going to be able to get it. So nice base timing for him. But he is very much respecting Lyncas. Not quite close to level 6 yet, so nothing to worry about in that department. But that level 6 from Twisted Fate and from Pantheon is going to be the biggest advantage that Vitality will have in the mid-game.
Naak Nako about to get flipped by Empyros. Good dodge away. The all-out use. Flash from Naak Nako. Now, Twisted Fate, not super mobile, not an agile champion. Especially when his ghost is not up. Now he doesn't have flash either.
I wonder if there's a dive possibility. No, never mind. Skarner's base. Empyros needs to be really careful now. He's got to back off here. The threat of a gank is very, very real. And he will respect it and disengage. Credit to Vladi, though. This matchup I generally expect to be much tougher. But he's doing a good job of keeping even in farm. You can see he's getting pushed underneath this tower. A large part of that is just because of Humanoid's ability to clear the wave slightly faster at early levels and also just put nice trade pressure down. But yeah, Vladi's doing a pretty good job. Overall, we find ourselves in a much faster early game than we had in game 1. It was like 12 minutes until we got first blood in game 1.
Oh, it was, yes.
This time around, though, a lot of skirmishing. Razork gets spotted on a ward, hovering around the bot side of the map. Carzzy takes a decent chunk of damage. Not
in trouble because Fleshy's going to cover. Sees Razork on the way down as well. And as we lull about a bit, mid and bot's going to be coming down. Lyncas Humanoid grouping up and walking down towards that Drake. Lanes for now, of course, but using Home Guard as Lyncas to try and come through this lane. And both junglers almost level 6. That next scuttle spawning topside, but the focus is starting the Drake here as all eyes move down.
Yeah, ambitious start from Razork.
A little bit.
I think he's very much just testing the water, seeing if there's a possibility. The crab is on the top side of the rift, so Razork needs to get up there. He's got to get up there. It does leave the bot lane exposed, but Upset and Lospa have been able to push in that bot wave, which means that they can now disengage. They can even go back to base if they want to. Looks like they don't feel like they have enough gold to do anything, so they're not going to just yet. But as you can see, Razork turns his attention straight towards the crab. This will give him level 6. Lyncas is clearing out his bot camp, so he'll get level 6 off of that. Now he's level 6, and this is where the game gets interesting. Because now, with Pantheon Ultimate available, it becomes an extra dynamic that Fnatic have to respect. And given that Lyncas right now has prio in the bot lane 2 versus 2, this should be an easy, uncontested first dragon of the game.
And especially when, you know, mid has to pay that respect on top of that as well, because Lyncas can ult mid, Naak Nako can move to Fog of War, Destiny that. And it becomes a harder game for Vladi too, even though he does have flash. As he changes there, as we look towards bot, see what Fleshy can do. Cosmic Binding still against Wall Deadly Flourish as Lyncas flies in, an easy kill. Lospa stayed in the same place until his death. Carzzy with a 4-shot puts Upset to a curtain call level of death as well. All 3, 4. Oh, he flashes into it. He went down, but Carzzy... I can hear him laughing. Impale misses. Razork won't hit the target. Carzzy laughed like a little schoolgirl on stage. I can hear it from here. Operations, may we please get a replay? Can we get a comms check-in? I think we need to experience that again.
We talked about it. The dive threat was very real. Level 6 secured, level 6 for Carzzy as well. Upset takes over, but good CC connects onto Lospa. They take him out first. The long-range chip damage connects onto Upset.
Yep.
And then here we see second connects, sidesteps the third one, and then he flashes at a diagonal
Is it there? No, it was Lyncas. Oh my god, I thought it was Carzzy. Yeah, that was a schoolgirl laugh. That's right. Well,
Vitality, they are off to quite a good start. Now with the bot lane having a huge advantage. Carzzy with 3 kills to his name. Fnatic gonna have to do a lot of work to bounce back.
This team's mental, by the way. I mean, the comms are just always off the rails. Vitality, 3,000 gold is also quite mental at 9 minutes into the game. Of course, it's going to be inflated as Naak Nako has quite a sizable chunk naturally with the passive that you read to us from the storybooks, Vedi. But now with the change here for Upset and Lospa moving the top side, it seems like Naak Nako will also back off. Fleshy is going to come up to the top lane himself too, or backstopped here, barrier. Carzzy can't stop it in time. And it just means that Empyros has delayed the 80 coming up to the top lane himself. Deadly Flourish does a bit of damage, but Carzzy's going to have to stick it out. And now we get Twisted Fate 80 carry in the top lane, which was already there. Pathmaker all out. Carzzy in trouble. W, flash, yep. Now Empyros in trouble. No, Deadly Flourish is also dodged. Lyncas is coming in though. He's got the move speed. He gets off the E. He's charging in. The curtain call going to be dodged. No, not really. There's the fourth shot, the flash in. Lyncas almost getting the kill. A Comet Spear, one more would do it. The range not enough. Empyros goes up with the Pathmaker. And Lyncas takes the turret shot to
But now look at Razork looking for a cross map in top lane.
There's a gold card available though. Naak Nako not going to get put against the wall. The Impale though finds him. It's perfect. The layering from Upset as well. The damage from Fnatic. Gold card in the end. Razork dies to a turret. No. Not this time around, but the follow-up from Carzzy, that's going to hurt a little bit more as Razork's the target through the wall. Deadly Flourish. Carzzy, a marksman by trade and by name as well, unleashing power on Lospa as he runs into Humanoid. Lospa survives, if only just, but Humanoid has flash. He wants to get this. Deadly Flourish won't connect. Humanoid, where is it? Scout of the week. Lospa's dead, and Vitality moved the charge.
6 kills to the name of Vitality as they've been winning skirmish after skirmish across the map. The collapse coming through on the top side was a quick response. The Jhin was able to go back to base, start rotating up. The Syndra's making the same thing happen. Meanwhile, this combination looks very strong. I would argue the biggest problem was that the trap connected onto the Bard rather than on the Twisted Fate. Had they been able to do that, then Upset would have gotten that headshot and potentially taken out the TF as well. But now with the arrival of Carzzy and Humanoid lands a beautiful 2-person stun. Meanwhile, Carzzy connects the route, allowing him to get that kill onto Razork. So Vitality off to the races here in the early game as they continue to find pick after pick.
You're not even flashing without the confidence is great as we come back to live. Fleshy's in a bit of trouble. Magical Journey taken. Tethered Fate gets the Skarner. Razork up against the wall, but there's Ace in the hole. Security for Upset in the kill as Lyncas is now coming in. Vitality like, look, let's keep fighting. They've found a Seraphine. Deadly Flourish against the wall. They've slowed down the Pantheon play. Lyncas now steps on a trap, but the shields go up as Lospa once again faces down Humanoid. There's a kill for the Syndra once more as Vitality, they just keep sending in the fire.
Yeah, Lospa had nowhere to go, so it ends up being a trade of supports. Humanoid, though, the one picking up that kill, while Upset gets his for the side of Fnatic. The problem is Vitality just continue to gain advantages. This Jhin is 4-1 and 2 right now. And for Vitality, they're creating a chaotic game, which is exactly what they want. A lot of skirmishes, a lot of fighting.
Oh.
Razork wants to ult.
He does. He's got flash available as well.
Gotta throw it out, though.
No.
Looks like they decide to play it safe for now. Second Dragon, 10 seconds away. I don't really think Fnatic's in a good spot to contest it as Humanoid continues to find nice trades.
Go of the week is good again. There's an Unleashed Power waiting once more as Humanoid is half the way to level 11. Vladi is being executed soon as Vitality going to get the push in bot. That's a bit of a disaster as Upset and Lospa losing priority. Vladi's going to bring the Between Worlds in. Scout of the week is great, but Humanoid still not going anywhere. Impale dodge! Oh, the movement! The Unleashed Power onto Vladi! Is there enough damage to heal? Fleshy coming in. Clutch, Cosmic Biting not connecting. Humanoid running for his life. He's alive! He's alive! Scout of the week as well. The movement was so slick from that Syndra, man.
And Fleshy with just the right timing as well. Humanoid and Fleshy able to get away to safety, and Vitality secure their second Dragon of the game.
What the? How did he survive this?
Humanoid just has the schmovement, man.
Oh, he's schmoving me.
He's able to dodge the Q from the Aurora. He sidesteps the ulti from Razork, throws out his ulti hoping to get a kill back, and then just at the right time, double heal, another heal. Everything going the way of Humanoid as Fleshy there to save him.
Oh my god. So he's out, actually.
Yeah, actually, bro. I mean,
bro,
that's crazy.
what is this heal?
What is that heal?
It's
Oh, that dodge was insane, man.
That is true, bro. I agree. Naak Nako couldn't have said it better myself.
I think you did, in fact, say the exact same thing as
Yeah, but he said it, and that's Naak Nako talking. So you mind your manners.
That's true. That's true.
He's got static shift,
Hey,
by the way.
static shift.
Yeah.
Well, first one of the LEC.
No, we got one yesterday.
Ah, fudge.
You absolute liar.
My bad.
No,
Who
we
built
got,
it yesterday?
It was the Zerayumi, which was
Oh, Zeri, you're right. Yeah.
Was it no, it was Ice. Ice and
Yeah, it was Ice. You're right.
Ice
In
and
the
Trimby.
Paddock series, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Ice and Trimby.
Sorry. It's been a long
Ice and
weekend.
Way.
Ice and Way, dude. Just so you're like, yep, Trimby's on that team for sure. Paddock and Trimby would have been a correct answer, folks.
Yes.
If you're talking about something else, gold card, Buffett. Empyros in trouble. No, he's not. He's going to flash into Tofo on a Naak Nako. Destiny out against the wall. He can't get out. He's going to get some help. A Pantheon flies in. Naak Nako going to Destiny the bush, but he's impaled and dead. Fnatic find the pick, and Naak Nako's punished on sides.
Vladi now makes his way towards the bottom lane as a quick recall comes through from Empyros. He wants to TP towards top to try and answer that wave that Humanoid continues to push in. Bit of poke damage will come through as they try to get plates in the bot lane 2 versus 2. Role quests are now fully completed, so everyone's being unlocked on the map. Fnatic doing their best to find picks where they can. Obviously, the gold from Naak Nako is very inflated, simply thanks to his passive. Actually, maybe I can check. I'm in the client. Let's see if I can see how much gold he's generated from his passive. 587.
Okay.
So there you go.
Bit of stonks.
Half of his advantage has simply been gained from his passive.
As it does.
But yeah, Vitality, hold on to the gold lead for now. A lot of it's sitting on Humanoid as well. But Fnatic, they're not down and out just yet. The main reason is because their composition thrives in the mid to late game. It is very much a front-to-back style comp. They want to be playing for these fights. So this next Dragon is going to be really important for Fnatic. They need to hit those spikes, ready to set up for a play and do exactly what they did in game 1. Play a traditional standard front-to-back 5 versus 5. Because if you give Vitality the opportunity to find skirmishes, to find picks, that is where their comp is going to thrive.
I mean, I am a little bit worried about damage outputs of Vitality. I'm just going to throw that in the mix.
Worried about their damage?
I'm worried against the Scorpion and Carzzy. Can you imagine a Twisted Fate? I mean, Twisted Fate hitting, okay. Can you imagine a Jhin hitting in uptime in a fight against Fnatic's comp?
Yeah, but right now, the Scorpion only has HP. I think the
I mean, I'm talking later on. I'm talking when we're like...
Yeah, but I mean, if we get late into the game, yeah, the front-to-back comp, I think, will outscale. Yes,
yeah,
I do agree with
course,
that.
Yeah.
But again, Vitality's win condition in the late game is not to fight. What they do is they Twisted Fate, they Twisted Fate ult top lane. He's hitting onto, and then you stall.
Yeah.
You just sit there at Dragon and you stall, you stall, you stall, you stall. You make Fnatic sweat. You maybe go for a 50-50 steal. And you're already 2 dragons up, so you're not concerned. Like, you maybe even give the dragon, you don't care.
Sure.
Meanwhile, Naak Nako will be taking your tower, and then you try to base, and then they keep interrupting. Like, Vitality's whole comp is to just wind you up and make you mad.
Okay, wind you up. I like that. Between 2 worlds, Vladi's going to jump into 1. Ace in the hole as well. Humanoid might be dead. 2-fold Hex, and the Weeding would finish it off. Flash away from it. Tempered Fate tried to save Humanoid in the same vein. Now a flash down from Humanoid as Fnatic. They're getting juicy in this second game, feeling it a little bit as Carzzy steps up to upset, but Razork is coming in yet again. A drive by the Super Driver. He's got 5 stars, but he gets a flash away. Carzzy gets out of dodge with the Impale. Vitality now looking for a new angle, but Fnatic, again, I said they're juicing. They're really sending it in.
Yeah, I mean, 2 flashes, burnt, a tower secured. Fnatic definitely finding opportunities on the map. Carzzy very low. Fleshy in a bit of danger there.
Carzzy as well is like one-shot territory from a Caitlyn. Lyncas thinks, I can do this. Curtain Call's going to come out. Upset took a turret shot. Here's Destiny from the side. Gold card Jim drops 1 on Upset. He goes cleanse, but Lyncas jumps in as well. Scatter the weak. Wait, Humanoid zones off the whole team. As Razork flashes over the wall, gets gold card, Comet Spear, and range. Humanoid is a demon on this Syndra. Scatter the weak once again as orbs are everywhere. It's like playing in a ball pit with him right now.
Vitality find another pick, and they set up beautifully for the Dragon. This is what I mean when you don't give Fnatic the optimal setup. Fnatic use a bunch of resources to contest that mid wave, and then Vitality attack. They collapse from multiple angles. Fleshy is just going to land the root. He's going to be fine. And the Dragon can now be started. Fnatic cannot respond in time. Vladi is still in the area. His ultimate is available in 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering. I don't know if Vitality think they have this or not, but Vladi is looking for a contest, even without the smite. 4 members of Fnatic looking for the fight afterwards. They're spotted out. Tempered Fate only going to catch on to 1. Between Worlds again, looking for the Lyncas burst. It is secured by Carzzy of all people, but now the fight begins as Lyncas is the one to drop and the only one to drop with Empyros TPing. Cosmic Binding can't stop him in time, stopping the top wave that you said, the nuisance of Naak Nako, has begun. And maybe the death of Naak Nako Part 2 is also going to be reviewed as he dodges away from the Impale. Wait, that smooth movement. He's getting smited. He gets a gold card. He's running with Ghost. He's out. Oh my God. Both mid lane and top lane of Vitality have schmoozed, and he's dead. Ace in the hole. What? He's got fleet footwork. Kill him. Kill the man. Razork. Okay. I think we're all.
What did I say?
What did
I say Vitality's Con wants to do?
Schmooze.
It wants to wind you up.
Wind you up,
and
yeah.
Did you not just get wound up?
I was pissed off for them. I was annoyed for Fnatic.
Yeah, right. And then what does Vitality do? They take a mid tower.
Yeah.
The gold has gone up. They got Dragon, they got top tower, they then sent 4 members top, they lost mid tower as well. Like, that is exactly how Vitality want to be playing this composition. You don't play the standard front to back 5v5. You piss your opponents off. You attack everywhere on the map. They try to lock you down. You don't have enough CC.
It's burning a hole in my thigh right now. Like, it's so annoying.
So, yeah, that's how Vitality need to keep playing this comp. Now, Fnatic's best way of coming back in this game is stalling. Delaying the game as long as possible, because at a certain point, Vitality may just feel forced into a fight. But now that they are at soul point, like, Vitality have so much freedom to do whatever they want. They're in such a fantastic position. And yeah, it's kind of on Fnatic to find a good team fight, to find a way to force the 5v5.
Well, for Fnatic's sake, let's see. Because right now, again, it was such a brilliant start to the series. I'm not going to bore you with the language. Here it is. Please read. If you can't read, let me know in the comments, and I can help. I'll tell you one thing. Vitality is a single win that'll lock G2 in. And more importantly, it is Fnatic to win the series. Give them the best shot in playoffs.
Yeah,
That 2-0 Vitality would be huge.
Yeah, so I guess the G2 fans and Fnatic haters out there, they really want Fnatic to lose a game.
You can't be both, can you? I mean, you can't be both of them. As Starcall's going to come in. Tempered Fate flashed away from by Lospa. He brings out the Encore. Deadly Flourish laid on top of Lyncas, or rather Razork. The Scorpion running for his life. Curtain Call going to find 3. Is Naak Nako in a bad spot. Vladi almost bursting him out. Scatter the weak as Naak Nako dies. Flash over the wall. Fnatic have 5. Still alive. Flash in. Empyros gets a double flash in response. Deadly Flourish dodged as well. Fnatic have the high ground. The Vitality are looking to challenge regardless. Empyros, he started the play. He wants to continue it as Lyncas slows him down. His chase stops there. The Topo flash, Deadly Flourish. He's still in against the wall. He goes all out. Maybe not too bad. Empyros dies, but a 1-for-1 it is. The chase from Humanoid. A Scout of the Week would get one back. The Vitality, they stand the play. It ends up being a Fnatic favored fight.
Fnatic demonstrate the tenacity of their composition. In the 5v5, they can hold strong. A pretty hard commitment from Vitality as they try to find a pick. Aurora is off to the side, but the healing, the shielding coming through from Lospa is enough to keep Razork alive, and then they catch Naak Nako with the flank that ends up coming through from Vladi as he flashes away. Then Empyros joins the fight. Now, arguably, this is a little too deep, but credit to him, 1 flash traded for 2.
Yeah.
Empyros doing some good work on the back line. Humanoid throws out his burst, doesn't get enough damage down to secure any kills. And then Empyros says, you know what, I'm fishing for more, I'm hungry for more, I want to find another kill. Trading his life for Fleshy, I would debate, perhaps not worth it, especially given that Carzzy gets himself a kill. So a little bit too deep there from Empyros, but as you said, a 2-for-1 in favor of
Nah, mad respect to that guy. I mean, Empyros, that was nice. Odo, I think you pat him on the back for that one. You give him some ice cream tonight, because already, not a bad series from the young talent in the top lane.
Now that you're a dad, ice cream is your immediate default reward.
I mean, I'm not giving it. There's a lot of sugar in that. Maybe we do gelato. I don't know if that's any better. Ace in the hole comes in. Dragon, 30 seconds. As you said, Vitality have the leverage on this. Someone needs to deal with Naak Nako. 2 TPs available on Fnatic, but Naak Nako is right at the step of the turret. We need a blood pressure
meter, because this is where Vitality's comp starts to thrive.
Yes.
They're going to start building that blood pressure up for
Where's
Fnatic.
The cortisol at?
They're still pinging, they're debating. Do they want to keep pushing that top tower?
Getting sneaky.
Infinity Edge, is it finished? Oh, it is.
Oh.
Naak Nako, 3 items finished.
Sharks, Jaws 5. Vitality, look for an angle. Do Fnatic know just yet? Well, the Scrying Orb's going to give information. Vedius grabs the tissue, ready, maybe to cry for Fnatic for game number 2. Vitality look for the angle again. Destiny now pop, Cosmic Binding, Scatter the Weak, everything with range. Naak Nako at an angle, but it's spotted out. Dragon does go down, denied by Fnatic, but the fight begins as Razork up against the wall. All that used on Lyncas. He's taken to Narnia, but Empyros gets gold carded. Naak Nako, the pain won't get flipped back. Meanwhile, the rest of the fight between worlds from Vladi. You can see Vitality kept the 3 with the flash on Naak Nako. He's found out, flashes over the wall, gold card, Scatter the Weak, not going to connect. Fnatic running for the life unleashed power, no execute. Fnatic still using Razork as a body blocking machine. Deadly Flourish will find him. Everyone low, Scatter the Weak on 3. No one dies, but Dragon halted with a quick steal.
What an insane team fight. So many cool things happen in that play with the utility usage, the crowd control, like the initial stun from Humanoid not quite connecting. Naak Nako on the flank. The 50-50 smite goes the way of Fnatic. Ulti used very early from Razork to set up to isolate Lyncas. He flashes away, he gets to safety. Meanwhile, on the backside, Vladi's just trying to escape. He throws his ultimate down, gets away to safety, but now it's Naak Nako who's isolated. Flash in from Razork to isolate him. He flashes away, and now Humanoid throws out his ultimate. He's thinking about getting a stun. The Encore only connects onto 1. Sidestep after sidestep after sidestep. Now the front line of Fnatic, they have to tank up. They're able to do it because of the healing that comes through from Lospa. My goodness, so many crazy things happening in that fight, and no one ends up dying. The gold advantage for Vitality remains the same. Vladi, he looks for a pick.
But Cleanse now used. Humanoid gets poked out. Ace in the hole used, but Upset has no summoners. Good Scatter the Weak from Humanoids. We come out of the replays. Vitality still hovering around the Baron. Razork found out. Deadly Forest there. Humanoid's got the damage down. Fleshy gets him against the wall. Unleashes power into the Scorpion. Won't get the kill.
That's a Baron.
Razork survives. Hope only just Scatter the Weak at max range. Vladi finds him between worlds. Going to be used. The monster play from the mid laner. The 90 caliber net, excuse me. Piltover Peacemaker from Upset. Won't get the kill either.
Wow, okay, so I thought it was a Baron, but Humanoid ended up taking so much damage at the back end of that skirmish that now Vitality do not have the HP bars to threaten it. With a Twisted Fate going full AD crit, it should die relatively quickly in terms of the Baron. But as I said, looks like they're just going to disengage from that objective. Fnatic would love to unlock this mid-outer tower. It is the last one standing for them. Decent chunk of gold that they could grab, but it also gives them much easier access into the enemy jungle. Right now, every time Fnatic push in a wave, the tower is helping Vitality push that wave back out. So the sooner they can get that objective, the better.
Thinking maybe Tempered Fate angle. Fleshy wasn't going to pull the trigger. Remember, again, Humanoid can be a little bit behind and still just catch up with that massive range.
I will say, Empyros this game feels so scary. He is down 3.1k gold. Again, it's a bit fraudulent, just a teeny tiny bit, just because Naak Nako is getting so much gold from his passive. But even with the itemization that Empyros has gone, which, you know, like...
Zeke's is like, I'm going to protect you, Upset. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it provides a little bit more utility with the slow that it does throw out. And like the base stats, of course, are still very solid. But oh, we never actually talked about this. He did actually end up going Doran's Hell. Yeah,
there was we had a Cassandra yesterday. Again, I'm not going to name players because I've been getting it wrong so far, but it has been the only champion so far in the LEC that we have seen Doran's Helm on. And it was talked about a little bit in the patch notes and across the community. It does feel like it's a very specialist starting item.
But it's completely irrelevant now. Well, not completely irrelevant. It still
It does an extra 3 damage on his Q, I'm sure.
Attacks deal 5 bonus physical damage to
But you know, Cassandra Natofo scales damage off of armor and MR.
No, exactly, yeah.
So
that's what it's good, it's good.
Hogger's item for the first 3 levels, maybe 4.
Wow, anyway, grouping up from Vitality, grouping up from Fnatic. Stun connects.
Yeah, there's a lot of range CC, but now Humanoid's just caught here. He's got flash, doesn't want to burn, and he walks it out instead. Now finally pays the respect. Scatter the Weak onto Empyros, tags Lospa in the back, but they do get a summoner out of Humanoid.
Top lane, top lane, top lane.
I'm seeing it. The push is coming in, but however, Naak Nako's going to back away. Scatter the Weak is just to buy some time as Naak Nako gets the wave, all the way pushed in. Empyros has to pay respect.
Yeah, there is right now not an easy way to deal with Naak Nako on a side lane. He is just perma pushing. And every time someone goes to answer, Vitality get control of the mid wave, move into enemy jungle. Repeatedly, they will keep doing this. Remove the vision the information from Fnatic to set themselves up for the Soul. Fnatic have to brute force their way into this objective. They're going to be very reliant on Empyros to do just that. And there we are. He's now got the Randuin's completed. Nice tanky item. That front line from Fnatic is looking tough.
Empyros charging in, Scatter the Weak is the 3-man. Deadly Flourish, Vladi goes into Fog of War, tries to crop across the Veil. Empyros now with the front line once again. Dancing Grenade doesn't do too much. Tags Vladi on the back end. Scatter the Weak once again on a 1-man. Naak Nako the angle. The gold card. Onto Upset he wants. Onto Lospa he'll take. Onto Vladi he'll also try and snake his Tempered Fate. Only onto Empyros. It's flushed away by Lospa. The charge begins from Vitality. The damage still better from Fnatic. Scatter the Weak again. Humanoid carrying the charge. Deadly Flourish. Destiny. Naak Nako looking for a new angle as gold card starts it off. Destiny used to the right. Curtain call. Layering down. Tanks are big. Razork for the engage. Fnatic to re-engage, but Scatter the Weak again is scattering Fnatic. Empyros is dead. Humanoid on Syndra is balls to the wall. Naak Nako gets a gold card from downtown, and there he is again. Send him into the Football League. I think Humanoid's Lionel Messi in disguise as Lyncas launches him with his ulti. His Grand Star Fall brings the stars down on Vladi's head as Vitality send Fnatic to their death.
Vitality with a phenomenal team fight. Just excellent patience as they play the long game. Chip after chip, poke after poke, they slowly wear down the front line of Fnatic, picking them apart piece by piece. And we talked about how this composition can be so annoying to deal with. The way in which Fleshy uses the Bard Portal to create that extra pressure. Look at the poke that they've been able to get. And then Fleshy on the flank just adds that extra layer. Fnatic are uncoordinated. There's so much chaos happening in the fight that they can't really play the standard front to back. Once the front line falls, Fnatic have to retreat. Naak Nako connects the stun that sets up for Humanoid to land the follow-up. And they get that kill. Beautifully played fight by Vitality. Excellent patience. They get the Soul, they'll get the Baron, and they're looking to equalize this series 1-1.
And Lock G2 in as well. Baron's been taken as the replay was on our screens. So the Red Bull Baron power play begins. 9.2 thousand gold. Again, it was inflated before, but now it's soaring across the rest of Vitality members as well. Humanoid 3,000 gold up. And we did talk about, like, how is Vladi going to go into the lane? And it's so funny that it's really outside of the lane that Humanoid's been flourishing over Vladi, who has been searching for plays with this Between Worlds. But I have to say, Humanoid's influence with Scatter the Weeks have been exponential this second game, as Lyncas is going to be flicked back. Maybe an opportunity for Fnatic to press. Tempered Fate, Lyncas flashes out of it. Lyncas, what are you doing, son? And there's Between Worlds again. Vladi almost dies. Yes, he does the Carzzy. All out going to be used. Vitality decided they're not going to try and end this cleanly. No, it is Vitality after all. Carzzy's going to die. And this is what they do. Now they're going to keep on fighting. Gold card, Scatter the Weak. Guess what? Lospa's been found. Humanoid stepping up, dropping down a sphere, but it's not going to reach. It's not going to hit. Vitality do not end games cleanly, but they do like to fight. Scatter the Weak again. Guess what? Naak Nako's going to try and kill Empyros. Gold card going to be buffered. Auto's coming down. Close to getting a kill. And the siege will continue.
Humanoid also got a kill onto Razork. His ultimate actually reached within the thresholds to secure that kill. Humanoid continuing his siege, popping off on the Syndra. Vitality, even though they've lost 2 members, continuing to push with these Baron and Bad minions. Yep. The bot tower is sure to fall.
It will keep going. And Vladi's going to be up in a second. He's got TP. Can he flank? The answer has to be based on a ward, and I see none. Thank you, observers. Absolutely 0 wards. So
what a chaotic game.
That's Vitality.
25 kills, 32 minutes. We look back at how the Pantheon ends up getting caught, just knocked back.
He flashes Tempered Fate.
Yes, he does. I don't know what the game plan was there. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I do not know what his plan was. Carzzy, though, Carzzy ends up getting that last tick of burning damage onto Vladi, securing that kill. Big injection of gold to Empyros's 1.1k goes his way. Humanoid continues to land. Damage after damage, and then Razork at the very end here. It's Q into E, and then alt.
Execute the rage. Execute. Yep. Oh, he's max stacks, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, Humanoid is very fit.
This Syndra, though, it's been a clinic, like.
It's level 18 to level 15.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting all the medical care I need from this one game of this Syndra, so. Empyros, again, as he steps up, he's not completely safe from the damage that I thought wouldn't exist as Vladi almost dies. He's at half HP, granted, yes, but a gold card, a scatter of the week, and he will be dead. Naak Nako's opened up mid, scatter of the week yet again. Humanoid's playing bowling at this point, and I think that card's got back-to-back strikes.
It feels like a foregone conclusion at this point. The pressure that Vitality is able to generate at every point in the lane.
Wait, Naak Nako found between worlds. Waiting for the weeding damage, it is good. Slows him down, Razork charges at him, there's a flash link for the Impale. Naak Nako steps out of it again. The smite and everything committed, but Vitality are in the top lane wreaking havoc. So
exactly. So this is what I meant. This is what I meant, like, Vitality just put pressure everywhere. They're pushing mid, they're pushing top, they're pushing bots. Fnatic protects their bot inhibitor, but they had to invest so much just to get that. The Upset even lost his flash in the exchange. So Vitality playing the composition very well. I did say that I thought their composition was a bit weird at the during the draft, but they've demonstrated how effectively they can play a composition like this, the global pressure that they can generate. And they've been so good in the early game of finding these skirmishes. It hasn't been the cleanest game. This isn't the easiest composition to pull off, but they haven't just given Fnatic easy front-to-back 5v5s. They really played on their range. They've really made it difficult for Fnatic to find the exact fight that they're looking for. And yeah, this composition, high degree of execution required, but when you pull it off, you can see how difficult it is to deal with.
But you know, use the word, doesn't mean a clean game, but I don't think many of Vitality's games are super clean anyway.
Oh, they definitely do have very clean games.
I mean, they, like earlier in this, but I feel like, I was saying this earlier, Vitality are this team who will have monster leads like this, and they'll still go into the barnyard and do, you know, Cotton Eye Joe.
My take is very much that, given that from the regular season perspective, there's not really much on the line for them.
No, there's not.
I feel like that they're just taking it a little bit easier.
I mean, they're in top 4, guys. They're guaranteed top 4, and I feel like if any top 4, they could lose or win. I mean, right now it looks like probably winners. People are going to be burned. Fnatic's still not out of this game yet. But it will come down to an Elder once again is the question.
Look at Upset already.
His HP is pretty bad. Running in Empyros, I don't think it's going to be the same play as last time. He gets perma stun between Welter and Vladi. Tempered Fate on a 3-man. Unleashes power. Mid lane gone. As Naak Nako went into melee, gets taken all out. And he will die to Empyros. But meanwhile, the rest of Vitality are chunking down the front line. Even the damage from Carzzy's hurting this Scorpion as Empyros has got to get out of the squishy form, think about it again, and TP or rather walk back in. But Elder's up. Vitality are on the right side of the map, and they're trying to bait in Fnatic.
A lot of resources have been used from both sides.
Razork. Oh, lens. Nice.
He's going to spot him out. Razork's starting to heal up. The Elder's going to be started off. If Fnatic can steal this one away, they can come back in this game.
But Razork face-checking, scatter the weak, hits backline as well. Look at Humanoid, take him out. Fnatic need to deal with the Syndra. As Upset, he won't bother walking in without Razork, so Elder secured just like that. Razork can't risk it. He'll get one shot. And another way for Vitality to end this game and take us to a 3.
Yeah, I mean, so Fnatic now just have to stall as Vitality put themselves once again in the driver's seat. They're going to wait. They are going to wait for Naak Nako to respawn to have the maximum amount of Elder Dragon buffs available.
Holy, the team never does that.
There we go. So Naak Nako ticks over to level 20, has the Elder buff. We look back at this skirmish, and again, Upset's already lost so much of his HP at the start of the fight. Empyros tries to go in, gets chunked incredibly low. Then the Tempered Fate kind of buys time for him as the heals start to come through. Vladi drops, but then Naak Nako goes in too deep, way too deep, and that actually gives Empyros an angle to make a play, and he turns it around trading at 1-for-1. Unfortunately for Fnatic, they end up losing the Elder, and now Vitality can turn their attention straight towards the Baron. Fnatic won't bother contesting this. They know how dire of a situation it is. Instead, I think they should consider the cross map. They see the Twisted Fate pushing in the bottom lane, but I think Naak Nako's going to read that play like a book, and he's going to respect it.
He's also got a couple of wards covering him as well as Baron goes down. Now, side lanes are going to become tremendously easier to help finish off this game as Vitality look to secure G2. And Fnatic will have one last chance of winning their last series in a 3rd game. And this will just be a slow burn. And Elder, by the way, has still got, I mean, we don't have a timer on it for you there, half the buff left remaining. So
It's the bar underneath the purple one.
I see the bar, but there's no timer on it, Betty. Where's the clock? Where is it? It's half the time. How's that? You got a mouse, don't you? What are you going to do to me?
I don't think I have a timer either. I don't.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. Everyone can see it. 3 more waves, let's say. But with Baroned up minions, Vitality with their range, the onslaught begins.
This is impossible.
Fnatic to step up. I mean, that is the issue. The range is so annoying. Razork gets cleaved through, so does Lospa. Even the Deadly Flourish is doing so much work as Carzzy won't even step forward. He doesn't need to. Humanoid at half HP. That's a win. Scout of the week again. 3-man curtain call. Tempered Fate. Players down one between worlds. Vladi jumps into the Armada. Dangerous play. While Naak Nako just hits down. Upset. This guy's flanking from Venus. Gold card. Ulti in. Lyncas is late, but it won't matter. Vitality put on a clinic. They lock in G2. And they will take us to a game number 3.
It's super important. Vitality probably going to try and take it away. Let's see. As we jump in the draft for the last time in this best of 3. As a reminder, Fnatic, they basically just want to get to 4 wins. Even if they do get to 4 wins, it doesn't mean that they will secure a spot in playoffs. It just gives them a chance, which is ultimately what they're looking for.
Yep. Even a 2-1, I mean, it would be a good chance for Fnatic, but MCOY later would help decide if we get our 6 teams later, or if we get it next weekend. Regardless, Nautilus is going to be banned, Jarvan's banned. My biggest question here is, will they just get rid of the Lulu? No, they get rid of Nocturne on the side of Vitality, which makes me think we are going to go into the jungle territory of... Well, what do we got as jungle, Vedi? What's in the jungle right now? Blanking.
Wukong.
Wukong, true.
We have Wukong, we've got Aatrox, we've got Neferi, we've got Zehen.
Millia first pick. Fnatic take Lucian and bring it with Nami. Thoughts?
They could do that, yeah. Oh, please, Fnatic, do it!
It would be so good.
I would be so happy. Oh, okay.
So Yunara Lulu instead.
Yeah, they're fine with that.
But they're going to give... I mean, Lucian Milio has kind of been the prized bottom lane in like these later drafts, in game 3s.
I think, yeah, Lucian is... Lucian can definitely be very scary.
Yep.
Do they go for Lucian, though? Maybe it's maybe it's like a Kog'Maw or something.
Oh, true.
Notice that Corki's just disappeared, by the way.
Yeah, because every time people picked Corki Nami, Lucian Millia popped up.
That's true.
And it would just body the lane, and then Corki Nami would feel useless. So it's 4-4, by the way. Isn't that crazy in spring? It's 4-4. When like Lucian was on that
thing.
It's a crazy number to be sure. Means it can mean death in Chinese. Like
he was on a 15-game losing streak here in the LEC. I want to say it was Sam D that ended that lose streak.
It was Sammy D.
He brought it out and then had a good performance on it. There's the Aatrox, a kind of classic for Lyncas. Oh, and there's the Neferi. Oh, I've been hearing about the Cyclo Sword Neferi build.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited at the idea of it.
But usually, I mean, the pairing can be something like a mid lane Orianna. That's off the board. What can complement this from the mid lane of
I
Fnatic?
think Vladi needs some sort of mage. This could be a good Akali angle.
Yeah.
But to be fair, Vitality have been banning the Akali away. Maybe Fnatic keep it simple and they just go for... Nah, Annie isn't the best in Emilio. Apparently Aatrox is on a 10-game win streak.
They want to go
production, is that just in jungle, though? Or is that just in general?
Well, Vedi asked that question.
Apparently that's just in general. So Aatrox has just won 10 games in a row.
Fnatic are fishing for a Nah, but alternatively with Jack's ban as well, is it going to be a Vitality Renekton?
Usually if Jax is banned, it leads towards a... Okay, Camille's not where you go.
I mean,
Ambess is generally where you go.
I am correct. Yeah, Ambess is probably more right.
But yes, you are right. Jax is quite good into Camille.
But if they're banning Jax and they want to fish for Ambessa, then the next ban will surely be the Renekton. But then if they ban Renekton, then Fnatic can just take Ambessa here on 4.
They could... Ooh, okay, so the Mel suggests Ahri. Fnatic want Ahri in the middle lane. Fnatic will have no engage.
Yep.
Sion is banned, so they're not getting it there. And with Ornn already picked... Stop saying Camille.
I mean, I'm saying for Fnatic, Empyros brings out a Camille game.
I don't know if that would be a good idea.
No, actually,
unless they do Camille Galio. If they do Camille Galio, then I'm down.
Okay, but I guess you're... Oh, yo, it goes. Hang on. Nah on 4 here from Fnatic.
I was going to say, aren't they just setting up for... Ah, but Vayne's open, bro. If Fnatic go Gnar, then Vitality go Vayne. And so now Vitality can lock in the Gnar, and they go Empyros. Do you play Vayne?
But if Vitality go, yeah, I mean, this is the thing as well. Like, it is a call out. But then I also wonder, have they got enough engage on the side of Vitality if they do opt in for something like the Naren top? Conditional engage,
we're
yes.
back to no engage.
We are, so it might be a long game.
We had Rel versus Braum, which was hype.
Yep.
And now we've got Melio versus Lulu, where they, hey, they're hype in their own way.
Annie adds a bit. She can press.
Yeah, Flash R, good way to start a fight, absolutely. I think it's solid into Taliyah as well. Probably, actually, I mean, after the nerfs to Taliyah, maybe you don't lose the push early. We'll have to see.
We will see.
But all right, what do we got? Naak Nako.
You're expecting Gnar?
Or is it? Yeah, I mean, I would expect Gnar. Okay, it's a blind Varus top. I mean, hey, it's another form of CC, another bit of engage.
Okay, yeah, it is. It's engage,
oh my goodness. So what is this? Again, Vitality's comp is kind of weird. I'm going to need a bit of time to figure this one out.
Vayne versus Varus top, thoughts?
Vayne versus Varus. I think it's Varus. It's Mega Varus
That's
favored.
Mega Varus favored. Oh
do
my
it!
god, please.
Do it! Slam the Malphite!
Dude, it
That's
would be so good.
That's a huge Malphite angle!
No, don't check. Oh,
no!
God.
That was a Mega Malphite angle.
That seemed like such a good Malphite.
I felt like it was a Mega Malphite angle.
I mean, lane would be rough, but after that, can you imagine?
You just got to get to level 6, and then the Fury camps your lane.
So if Mega Gnar is not up in season, they're relying on the snap engage from Taliyah or
I mean,
what?
actually, there are 170 plus champions in the game, and
we have Fearless.
I wish we would just try a couple other things, like that Malphite Hub was a great idea.
Yeah. I mean, look, this is their game that might make or break the season.
Sure, but
also,
I don't think Gnar is good here, right?
Yeah.
Like, is it good? Because it loses to the Varus lane. Like, Varus just kind of like, Finn always describes it, admittedly, he's a Varus hater.
Yep.
But he often describes Varus as just kind of like a stat check champ, where he's just going to keep hitting you, and if you don't have the stats to meet him, you're just going to lose.
Yep.
Obviously, there is some setup with Mega Gnar and stuff, but I think in the context of the lane, I mean, Vitality basically just drafted themselves winning lanes. They got winning top, they got winning bot.
And mid is to be questioned.
Yeah,
but
mid is to be questioned. I would assume it's pretty even, with obviously the threat of once Annie gets 6 specifically, I'm just going to drop a Tibbers on your head.
Yeah.
And that's how I'll get prio, by taking half your HP away.
I mean, that's a valid thought process. We'll have to see, though. Vitality went for a blind Varus top, and Empyros said, I've got the Gnar for it. As he's starting Doran's Helm Gnar.
Yes, he is.
So no D shield versus a range top as the Gnar. He thinks the armor and MR is going to come in value versus Varus, which, I mean, is a valuable thought. But as Fnatic look for the invade here to start off the game, I wonder if the healing is going to be costed. As in, is Empyros going to regret this decision because he doesn't have the D shield heals?
We're going to find out. Let's
yes,
watch
we are.
together. Vladi back on the Taliyah. We've seen Taliyah really fall off in the meta after her nerfs. Jackie's provided us with some context. Basically, the small nerf to her Q damage really adds up over time, especially when you're trying to clear out these waves. As you can see early on right now, he's just trying to outspace the Annie, who's always got the threat of the stun on her Q. And Humanoid is looking to take advantage of that. He walks up, lands an auto attack, doesn't quite throw the Q out just yet. And right now it's helping him get that early pressure.
Yeah, top lane. I feel like we've got to look at top lane.
I stand corrected. Humanoid started E.
Okay.
I did think I saw that and I was like, hang on, did he just get a shield? Yeah, he started E.
Okay. Top lane, it begins. Now, Naak Nako already great laner as Razork goes to the invade, but as Lyncas hits all the sweet spots and the smite goes down, actually to Razork, I believe.
Yoink, yeah. So that was Raptors into Gromp invade.
Could have been a lot worse.
Back into his top side. So how does Lyncas adapt his pathing as a result here?
He's going to go for the invade himself. Look at him, he's just running in.
Razork will see this though.
Yeah, but Lyncas maybe adapts to go to mid instead, but the question is, yeah, well, I mean, what can he really do? He's come back to his own jungle, so a bit of time wasted.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, ultimately, that's a net win for Razork. He's just going to be a camp up. Well, I think the big thing here now is that Razork can afford to skip a camp to go for the bot crab, whereas I think Lyncas can't really. Like, there's no way for him to contest that bot crab.
Yep.
I mean, given that he's got pressure on top, it should be fine. He can just clear out his bot side and then path back up towards top lane. But yeah, I mean, small win for Razork, basically.
Top's already begun, though. Thank you, observers, for continuously focusing up here. I mean, this is the lane. If we didn't already mention before, I don't know, Vedi, if you talked about it, but exhaust for Naak Nako is a fun little addition here into this game. And it does seem super annoying for the Nah all-ins. Spacing is very good there as well. Fleet footwork taken by Empyros, obviously, and that's going to heal him up a little bit here. But as you can see, won't heal him up enough to sustain through that. Lethal tempo on the Varus top, so his dueling every time he gets uptime is going to be devastating. So Razork, you got to lead, you got to steal. Now he's going to have to really use it and get one of these lanes ahead. So
now the next question becomes, does Razork try to double grab? Got the level 4. He knows he should have a level advantage over Lyncas because, again, he stole a camp from Lyncas. It looks like he's not even going to fish for it. He skipped his blue buff, by the way.
Yep.
So he is really trying to min-max the respawn of his camps right now.
This is going top.
Going to grab the Raptor's respawn. Sees that the crab is still up. Humanoid has to drop a ward, but he doesn't have a huge amount of HP. Varus has gone back to base. Lyncas is fishing.
He is indeed fishing. He's going to be a little bit slow on this. Looking for the gank instead at level 3. As he hovers around the ward, I mean, Razork's going to find him. This is a little bit tricky. Gets over the wall. Dark and Daggers, one doesn't hit, the second's going to come through. The bleed actually doesn't connect then again. Sweet spot hit, but pressing W, Razork dodges from the damage. The 1v1 deadly, but Naak Nako is going to come in as well. Razork going to move to the scuttle, but he's got no top laner here, so as Naak Nako shows his face, hits a Scryer's Bloom because he just clicked backwards. It's all about Naak Nako's damage. If he can get it out, then maybe he can win the 2v2. But again, bone plating comes up. Naak Nako now in melee range has to flash away. Dark and Daggers once again. Presses that arrow and Razork just goes for the invade part 2 on the Gromp. Meanwhile, we go back to mid because Humanoid is running into Vladi, and Vladi does not like it.
So we had a lot just happen there. All of this stemming from a single Gromp steal from Razork earlier on in the game.
Yep.
Now Razork is just being a pain. He knows that his top lane still has pressure, and so he's just hovering around, forcing Lyncas to adapt his pathing. He's now being forced to go onto the wolves, which again is just really screwing up his pathing. Meanwhile, Razork has just gone back to base. He says, don't care. Yeah, don't care. I'm going to quickly move back to my bot side. I've got a blue buff I need to pick up. My camps are respawning down there. He'll abandon his Krogs, and he can also even consider threatening the dragon that's about to spawn. So Razork, really good early game advantage. While all this was happening, all the skirmishing was happening, no, even better, he's going for the Raptor's respawn. I'm an idiot for not seeing that. Like, it's such an obvious play for Razork. Very nice call. This is the Annie classic, just...
Yep. Just burst, but Razork's going to punish it.
Yeah.
As you said, for that invade, getting the minion, no. Humanoid's going to get the stun up, and that's going to help him a little bit. Dark and Dagger number 1. Getting the hounds out, flashes over the wall. Humanoid in death territory as he gets pursued, leapt on. Razork needs one more bit of damage. Dark and Daggers, it's going to come through for the kill, but Vladi gets first blood. Seismic shove not needed. Tibbers negated. And a good retribution kill for the mid laner getting bullied.
So a decent amount committed there from Razork, but yes, he does get that early kill, and it does go over to Vladi, so a nice advantage going to be generated for him. Problem, yeah.
As he got hop, the Q connects, hail of arrows, auto, doesn't even press his flash. None of them had it, by the way. Empyros just burned it, and Naak Nako gets a solo kill.
Yeah, so the wave was in a horrible spot for Empyros, an absolutely horrible spot. And so as he tried to approach the wave, he just gets all end. Great awareness from Naak Nako. That was such an easy play for him. And yeah, so much is happening. Like, I've not even given an opportunity to keep up. The consequence of Razork going for the play in mids means that, yes, he gets his mid laner ahead, but Lyncas does go back to get his bot side camps.
Yep.
Now he kind of gets to reset through his clear after Razork put him in a very awkward spot. Now it's Razork who has a bit of an awkward pathing. He's decided to clear out his bot side. He now has to path back up towards top, and that dragon game plan that they had now has been completely abandoned.
Oh, but now there's a gank in the mid lane that Lyncas can find. He flashes in, presses his Darkened Blade, and with a dunk down, Vladi's in the ground. Humanoid gets one back, and Lyncas now helps on the board.
Nice gank from Lyncas. The CC provided by Humanoid was enough to lock him down and secure that kill. Now is there a threat of a dive on the bot side of the map? Yeah, the jungle pathing has been a little bit crazy in this game as we see adaptations across the board. Now Razork stuck kind of on the bot side. Oh, he does get the crab, he does get the 6. Okay, so the timing works out for him. Now can he threaten the dive?
I mean, it is a dog with a bite who can press that ulti regardless, but Vitality are backing away. He'll use for the movement speed. Humanoid coming to cover. Tibbers up in 5 seconds.
Good awareness from Humanoid, ready to answer, provide that protection. He's going to lose some farm in the mid lane, but not the end of the world. Still holds onto a gold lead thanks to that kill that his jungler was able to help him get. Oh, and the top wave is in a horrible spot. Naak Nako. He is bullying Empyros. Again, though, like this, I come back to the draft thing, man. They picked them, like, Malphite's still going to struggle, right? Of course he is.
Of course.
But
Na's struggling.
But yeah, you picked into a losing matchup.
Going,
okay, this is a classic.
what do I do?
No, it's not a classic what do I do, it's I can't do anything.
Yeah, so what do I do?
Let's just go somewhere and see if I can do something somewhere.
Maybe I find Lyncas. There he is. I found Lyncas. Now maybe I go mid. I press Q. I get some Mega Gnar. Maybe I group up for Grubs. Grubs are coming up.
He just needs his jungler to come top and fix the wave. That's basically his only option.
But Naak Nako does have ult, so...
It's level 8 to level 6, bro. It's a travesty.
It is an absolute disaster. Like, this is disgusting.
Just walk at him, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And bone plating's now down. So, what is Empyros going to do? Lyncas uses this opportunity to start Grubs. He'll take one, maybe two. Razork's going to show. Lyncas just backs away. Smite goes down. Lyncas picks up 2 Grubs.
Bro, I really can't express how bad top lane is. Like, it's so bad for Empyros.
I mean,
okay, the only way this gets worse is if, okay, Lyncas isn't doing it. If Lyncas dives here, it would have been catastrophic.
Yeah.
I would have just said remake.
He was waltz. Okay, Vladi's going to make a play in the bottom lane, maybe get something back for Fnatic. Carzzy stands his ground. There's a culling. Seismic shove dodged away from all the damage unleashed. Lospa up next as well with the piercing light. Polymorph is good. Arc Light of Ruin. Carzzy almost dead, trying to get the wave on his dying breath. Flashes away. There's the breath of light upset. Flashes for the reposition, but the mega fire kick. Hot damn, Fleshy. He gets a 1-for-1. Lyncas gets the kill credit. Does Vitality negate the dive? Razork dies? Razork dies? What?
We will get a replay to better understand exactly what happened there, but everything is now quickly falling apart for Fnatic. And Vitality, they don't even need to do anything. They're just watching as Fnatic blunder play after play. Carzzy, he played that dive about as perfectly as he could have.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and then Fleshy with a really nice knockback to set up to get the trade back in kills. And then the solo kill in mids. Meanwhile, top lane is still a disaster. 1.4k gold lead. We're just short of 10 minutes. We look back. Okay, so he was just stealing away the Raptors, and Humanoid said, no.
He's going to press R.
Wait, he could get out.
Press Hounds Pursuit or what?
He went all in. He went all in. He went all in.
Dark and Daggers. And Tibbers.
Yeah.
And Auto. And then Flash. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Razork, you could have got out.
He could have left.
He could have left.
Yeah.
Now, all the lead that Razork had is gone. Lyncas got a kill bomb.
Yes.
So...
I'm telling you now, bro, it is dire for Fnatic.
It is a problem game for Fnatic. Yes. I mean, top continues to be the issue of the tabloids right now. Like, observers, if we could have a little peeky boo top, as long as nothing's happening bot, of course. Yeah, let's continue looking here for a
So basically, every time Empyros tries to walk up to a minion, Naak Nako hits him.
Yeah, he does. Okay. Oh, and you walk back. You want to stand your ground. Hail Barrows.
Yeah, and then there goes all your HP.
Yeah. You got a refillable. Pop that now, buddy. And now the refillable is down.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, gank.
Here we go.
But guess who's behind? Lyncas, all in with the Hound's Pursuit. The flash from Naak Nako. Chains Corruption now used as well. Empyros into Mega Gnar won't save him. Naak Nako's going to walk him down. He puts the thumbs out, and Empyros is like, do I survive this? I've got news for you. Naak Nako with kill number 2, and there is nothing Razork can do. He just left.
Perfect coverage from Lyncas, but Naak Nako played that perfectly as well. Flash, he throws the exhaust onto Razork because he knows that if he flashes away from Empyros, there's nothing that Gnar is going to be able to do.
I think he's dead. I think Naak Nako's going to die. Seismic shove dodged away from Naak Nako's running back into the turrets. He's looking for Vladi for the kill, but shut down over to Razork. And the punish for the man who wanted to play.
But let's have a look at what's happening mid lane.
What's happening mid?
Because insta-clear push, a plate will be secured, gold, and then guess what that means for bot lane? They cannot lane because my jungler is top lane. Because the rotation is happening, so Lyncas then comes in, steals away your blue buff, steals away your camps, and it is just, it is a good play for Fnatic in the sense that they get a kill onto Naak Nako, but the rest of the map ends up paying as a result. It is a dire situation, and in terms of the stakes, Vitality will lock top two if they do secure the series, and GX will also lock playoffs. So a lot on the line here.
Mega Gnar coming in. Empyros doesn't get the stun down. This is what it's come down to. As you said, you know, there are stakes. There's huge stakes all over today. But this one here, GX would be gritting at. Make sure, and I misspoke before. I already said, you know, there's only one spot left in playoffs. Of course, GX lock in as well.
So there are currently 2 spots left.
2 spots, yeah.
Fnatic is basically fighting for one of those spots. If they lose this series, believe it or not, they're not actually down and out.
No, they're not.
They just need a specific set of circumstances, which I'm not going to run through right now.
Yeah. I'll tell everyone quickly.
Do you have them? Because I don't know them off the top of my head.
Yeah, because Fnatic already got a game. MCOY have to just win the next series.
Oh.
And then there's issues.
As in, like, it becomes impossible for Fnatic.
As in MCOY then lock, yes. All in, Vitality. They're outnumbered here, but Carzzy just stands and tries to fight upset. He won't win that, of course, as Hound's Pursuit gets a reset. Onto Fleshy, Dark and Daggers as Weaver's Walk and bring Vladi in, looking for the dive. Fleshy, I don't know how he survives this one. Oh no. Seismic shove. They'll get the kill. Fleshy's dead, and Fnatic are starting to make plays with this mid laner. However, there is a problem still with top.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good cross map from Fnatic. They realize there's not much of a play to be made in top lane, so instead they fully commit to bot. Empyros is now caught.
This guy is just weak side, not King, weak side William.
Yeah.
Empyros is, he's dead again.
Yeah, he was not expecting Lyncas, which is honestly a bit of a misplay because there's kind of no reason for Lyncas not to be here. Enemy jungler is bot lane. So those are free camps for me to take. Gets a kill as well. Fnatic, they make a good play on the bot side, but it ends up just being traded back. Top tower is going to fall soon as well.
Razork gets to be he knows that Lyncas is up here, so he's going to run away from red buff, but he's got to press that W soon. There's Tip as it comes out for the stun. Razork, you knew an Aatrox was here. He gets dunked, flashed on after the Infernal. Razork, you knew that Lyncas was top, and top turret just went down.
Yeah, he didn't respect the collapse coming through from Humanoids, and Humanoid gets an easy kill. Huge misplay there from Razork. Gives over another kill. Vitality extend the gold lead even further. They're not even threatening a dive on Empyros. They're threatening a dive on Empyros. He is level 8 to level 12.
He can't play.
He's level 12.
There's a 3,000 gold lead. Guess what? Chains of Corruption are up, by the way, as well.
He's level 9. So it's only a 3-level gap, a full 3-level gap. That's all.
Double plate's about to be taken from inner turret top. Pings are coming down. Naak Nako knows he needs to run, but he's fine. He's completely fine. They won't be there in time on the side of Fnatic.
A good thing they picked Gnar into this virus top. It makes me so angry.
Oh my god. I mean, again, I would question, like, would the Malphite get bodied this much? Probably.
During the LCK, they've even picked Neferi top into Varus.
True.
I would have preferred that.
It would, like, what an option.
Yeah, well, all right. Fnatic now, I don't think they're strong enough to fight for this dragon, so I do not think that they should try. I see a Mega Gnar top lane.
Okay. But he's going to have to TP now. He's dead. He's dead. I am sorry. God. I'm sorry for laughing, but it is humorous in the top lane. It is silly. Vitality now have a TP advantage because their top lane is alive, but he'll attack the inner, while for second Dragon, Vitality like, yeah, we'll fight a 4v4. Again, there goes the Cozy Campfire. It is stolen away by Razork, but Vitality sending Humanoid. He gets a flash. Tippers comes out. Razork doesn't get stunned up. Maybe a kill onto Humanoid. Sending in the Weaver's Wall. Bloody wants to get that stun up. Pressing the W, won't find anything just yet. Now again comes through, but finds no target. Lyncas says, I'll try and find a new angle, but no one dies. In the end, Humanoid scurries away while top turret is getting battered and while more gold goes down despite the dragon going to Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, it is a dragon gained. They should be able to get this bot tower. Carzzy, he should be pretty safe here. Just going to clear out the way as quickly as he can. Has Fnatic overstayed their welcome is the question. Because mid lane also being pushed in, by the way. Humanoid continues to just siege onto that tower. He TP'd instantly back into mid. Gets himself, I think he got 2 plates off the back of that. Yeah, so Vitality ultimately still leading in terms of gold. And let me explain why it's getting more and more dire for Fnatic. So the way that this composition should work from Vitality is that basically they want to play quickly. But they don't want to fully commit to a fight, because if, again, very similar to the story of the series, if they just play a traditional front-to-back style of team fight, then Fnatic has Yunara with Lulu, and you have to imagine that in the scaling front-to-back, they're going to have an advantage there. But what Vitality do have is kind of a hit-and-run approach. Yeah. Lucian, dash in, pop, pop, does a chunk of damage, gets back out of way to safety, drops the culling, chunks someone out. Annie drops the combo on someone. And basically what they do is they play with HP. So rather than fully committing to a fight, they chunk a bunch of your HP out. They then make Fnatic really uncomfortable, and they dance around you with the poke that they have. Meanwhile, Naak Nako is just being a terror in the side lane. He is just being this unstoppable force that no one can answer. They're now moving him down to bot lane. Hey, a small moment of reprieve for Empyros.
Yay.
As he now goes into Humanoid instead.
He's definitely going to turtle. Like, he's going into his shell, and he's going to try and catch up that 70 CS deficit at 17 minutes into the game. No Trinity Force yet, while Naak Nako just picked up Dusk and Dawn, second item after the experimental Hex plate.
Yes, sir.
So, Empyros right now loving like this must feel like he's on a Jet 2 holiday or something up in that top lane. Like, great times having. He's got no one in the lane. Meanwhile, Naak Nako, same can be said. Bot turret is going to draw the attention of 3, maybe 4 of
he's
Fnatic.
2 levels up the next highest level in the game. Yeah. Humanoid... sorry, Naak Nako is fed.
Yeah.
For lack of a better
You
word.
did say Humanoid. No, Humanoid's also in a good spot as Vitality going to face check this. Dark Daggers again from Razork. I think a fire kick won't do too much here, but Razork is just going to hold his ground, hold the vision line, and Vladi maybe sending in the Weaver's Wall, but Naak Nako's wait. He's got Flash. He's got his ulti. Chains of Corruption.
If he flashes onto this, that would be a terrible play.
I mean, it would, but I mean, I wouldn't. Naak Nako is a baller.
Okay.
I mean, he is.
Both our statements could be true.
That is right. I mean, it is crazy. Again, I just can't believe he blind picked this. Is there really no answer? There is answer.
Well, at this point, it's irrelevant to think about because this is the world that we live in.
Yeah.
Fnatic fans find themselves in dire straits right now as Vitality continue to amass their fortune. More plates into the hands of Naak Nako. Surely at this point, he individually, I think, is at 10 plates.
Yeah, I think so.
Which, if you assume on average, 80 gold per plate, that's 800 gold.
Humanoid coming in. No flash. Lospa almost dies to the culling.
So this is what I mean. Kind of hit and run. Dash in, do a bunch of damage, dash back out, damage done, pressure gained. That's going to be another tower for Naak Nako.
Yeah, because Vladi got zoned off. It was really nice from Lyncas. You saw in jungle, he was just hovering around. Vladi sees him, doesn't know where he is right now, so that's why he's not coming out.
You look at the gold lead at the top, it's 3.1k. You look at the gold lead at the bottom, it's 3.9k for Naak Nako. But hey, superstar upset. Can he do what he did in game 1?
True.
Hey, if the virus is dead, it doesn't matter, right?
Odo called him Carry Potter.
That's true.
I respect that. I see that. Great word games from Odo, one of the coaches of Fnatic. But you're right. Can he do it? I mean, this is going to require at least 3 items, a lot of uptime, and Naak Nako dead.
Yeah, a lot of auto attacking.
He's got Seekers now, by the way. Naak Nako is a little bit more problematic.
Oh yeah. Survivability.
I mean, he's going to be as difficult to deal with as bureaucracy in Germany is. So I think we've got a real problem on our hands. Like, navigating that is, oh my God. Oh, guys, let me tell you.
Don't get distracted now is a good reference.
It was.
That's a rabbit hole. That's a dangerous rabbit hole.
It is, and I'll take it though. Fleshy found out Dark and Daggers, not the second. That's where the extra burst of damage comes from. He's going to cozy campfire as Emilio look to join the rest of the team. 5-man stack from Vitality in mid. They just took down 2 turrets, and the Herald almost going to get a charge on the
Should be a dragon as well. That should be an easy dragon.
Yes,
so Vitality are just running the Rift right now. Fnatic are basically just stalling and scaling, getting what gold they can wherever they can. They should get another tower top lane. I see Vladi sitting there isolated. Naak Nako's not going to be in the area. I think Vitality's happy to lose that tower given where they're at in the game right now.
So Dragon's going to be taken. Naak Nako's going to respond. Vladi's probably going to back off, even though he has Lospa by his side. But you know, today's been so solely focused on, like, can Fnatic do it, make playoffs? I just want to take a breath and, like, look at the other side. I want to know if Vitality can actually hold their position as top 2 if they win this series in playoffs, I mean.
Yeah.
Like, can Vitality actually not disappoint us in playoffs? Because that has been the theme for the past little while. Vitality's been a more exciting team each and every split. This has been their best split in a hell of a long time. Like, I remember, you know, the Jizuke roster back in the day. Vedi, you're an old man. 2018? The Vitality roster?
Yeah, it was 2018.
What year?
Yeah, that was the downfall of the LCK 2018.
But that Vitality roster got people excited for a team that had so many cool dynamics.
Yeah.
And this one, very different players, obviously, but the dynamics are there yet again. Can Vitality actually make top 2? Can they go to MSI? People are
I mean, Vitality as an organization have basically, like, they've invested a lot into their league team over the years.
Yep.
And it just hasn't paid off. Super team after super team.
And so they went into CS, and that worked.
Yeah, I mean, in CS, yeah, but there was always that meme, right, where whenever they do well in CS, the cost is the success in their League of Legends team. But now, both are succeeding.
Yeah. Ooh, okay.
And I mean, yeah, they finally found the formula. They finally put themselves in a great spot. But you're right. Ultimately, it comes down to showing up in playoffs. That's what matters most. Empyros, I don't know if going in is the play here,
That Tibbers did half HP as well. Empyros is just going to run. Mega Knight's coming up, but Upset's all going to help out. So now with Tibbers down, maybe Humanoid's in trouble. Waiting for the stun. Empyros gets tagged out. Mega Knight on the incoming. Upset's going to ulti out. Maybe flash over. Yes, matches Humanoid. Damage still good, but not enough to take down Upset. There's Carry Potter again, 2-1 as Baron was started, but Vitality are pulling off, with everything going wrong in the bot lane.
Okay, so a really important pick for Fnatic for 2 reasons. Number 1, they get the flash out from Humanoid, which is a valuable flash to get, and they find themselves a kill, but also they're just investing more into Upset. That gold lead that he has been able to build individually continues to grow, 1.7k. He's now got the LDR finished as well, so he's in a good spot. The downside, Upset, flash, gone.
Yeah.
Which could be very scary with Lyncas looking to lock him down with that Annie if the Tibbers ever does connect. Lospa.
Lospa caught out though as he flashes over, culling at max range. Wild Growth is going to be the ask. That means a big ulti for the team fight. As you said, Upset and without flash as well is huge as Chains of Corruption comes in. Empyros is probably sick of this. Auto after auto, he hops away. Naak Nako does that flash, looking again for that arrow. But he's got a bit of backup. Razork is here. Will it be enough is the biggest question. A house thrown at him, waiting for the piercing arrow. He gets ulted. No, goes golden in the nick of time. Lens is coming to back him up. He flashes all in for the bottom lane with the exhaust once again. Razork being timed out. The auto hail of arrows. Naak Nako now has Humanoid by his side as the rest of Vitality curved in from the left. He plays it well, he buys his time, and Naak Nako unstoppable again.
Yeah, I feel like we saw this exact same play happen in the top lane. With the exhaust providing so much value, Razork dives in, they think they've got the play. The reaction of the arm guard was perfect as well. And with the enemy jungler gone, it looks like Baron is going to be the call for Vitality.
And he's still got TP. Naak Nako can teleport, but he's going to run to the mid lane instead. No Baron steal with a smite. It's going to have to take a flicker burst here as Lyncas gets out of the way of the seismic shove. Teleport going to be burned.
Humanoid.
You said it. That guy doesn't have flash, but he does have Tibbers. Fnatic are grouped up. They walk towards the choke. Humanoid will take him. Naak Nako in another part as well. He's got Chains Corruption up again. Weaver's Wall, they're going to try and get on top of him, but he's got Zhonya's. He just upgraded it in base. Baron goes down. They get the stun up. The Mega Naak Nako might die. Might die. No! Cozy Campfire takes the Arc Rider Ruin. Upset kites it back with the culling at max range. Will seal the deal. Lyncas flashes in for the Duncan spot as Vladi flashes too. Razork came in, but a moment too late. Lyncas for the chase. Dodges the Darkened Daggers. Gets knocked up again because the Darkened Blade is deadlier from Lyncas as Razork now hovers around. He wants to get the burst with Vladi, but Fnatic have run out of steam. They've lost the Baron. They took so long to kill Naak Nako. That was the only trade.
Fnatic committed everything to getting that kill onto Naak Nako, but it cost them so much in exchange. It was a 2-for-1 in Vitality's favor. The Baron was secured as well. Vitality stamped their authority here in Game 3 as they look to lock a top 2 spot in the LEC.
Replay time as we look at how they try to approach Baron without a smite.
And it's hard for Fnatic because they're being attacked from multiple fronts, so they just attack one of the fronts. A good Zhonya's used from Naak Nako. The chain CC is promising, but then Fleshy drops the heal, drops the W, drops the ult, drops everything. Upset's finally able to smite him out, but then the arrival of Carzzy to clean up the fight in favor of Vitality means that they get themselves another kill. Vitality looking terrifying as they have firm control here in Game 3.
It's looking mighty good to finish 8-1.
They only lost to KC at the very start of the split.
Week 1.
Yeah.
Week 1, day 1. I can't, like, it was very, very early. Feels like a while ago now as what looks like our best team looks to finish off Fnatic. Yes, they went to 3 games, but now in style in this 3rd game with a 4.5k gold lead for the top lane. There is a Varus top who has a recurve bow and will be picking up 4th item. Guess what? Empyros has 1.5. Level 17 versus 14. And this siege now with a bit of range from Naak Nako as he's not afraid to step up even versus Vladi on this seismic shove to Talia. Carzzy did the same thing. They're trying to bait Vladi out from using the burst as Cozy Campfire is sustaining this long siege.
Push now coming through in the middle lane as well. Humanoid Has his flash available. Upset.
Oh, flash. Tibbers comes out. Upset, almost dead. But he's at half HP. Wild Growth now used. Tibbers is dead. Arclighter ruins. Seismic Shot doesn't connect on Naak Nako. Carzzy Campfire. Sustain again as Lyncas looks for the angle, but Vitality have done their job. Humanoid commits. Turret goes down with it.
But you see how, again, Vitality's composition isn't about getting kills. It's about trading health bars. They hit, they run. They do the damage, but it's Fnatic who's forced to run. Good chunk of the HP, a lot of resources used to keep Upset alive. That gold lead really not amounting to much as Vitality find themselves another mid tower and they extend the gold lead even further. Things are looking dire for Fnatic. And again, there's a world where Fnatic can still qualify for playoffs.
Yeah, there you go.
They basically, if they lose this series, they require the downfall of Koi. That's what they need.
Yep.
They need Koi to lose pretty much everything. Next weekend and today. But if Koi win their series today, they'll go to 4. It becomes impossible for Fnatic to catch up, and Fnatic's Spring Split is over.
Remember, by the single game win, G2 are actually already qualified. So 3 spots left remaining. Giant X moments away from maybe getting secured with this Vitality onslaught. Then there'll be 2 spots for Movistar Koi to try and finalize by the end of the day. Everyone's talking about it. Oh, it would be exciting for the next weekend, the roadshow in Madrid, for that's where it's decided. But, I mean, regardless, that's going to be a battle for top 4, which is going to be an exciting trip in its own right.
I mean, in theory, it's a battle of the top teams excluding Vitality, right?
Yeah.
So in theory, it should be a good weekend of League of Legends.
Boy, Carzzy sending an Upset. Damage hurts. Naak Nako Chains Corruption dodged, but that means Upset has to use the Transcendence. So ulti for ulti trade here is Vitality of the inside track to mid, and top's getting pushed in. Naak Nako's going to keep going.
Yeah, Vitality's playing the map really well. Finding picks where they can, chunking out the HP bars off Fnatic. Slowly getting closer to breaking these inhibitor towers and picking Fnatic's base apart.
Sorry.
Yep, Carzzy, he's got range.
He does. He's got a Milio with rapid fire cannon. That's why he can do that. So, yeah, Piercing Light, if that connects, that's a little bit of extra. Is 1 minute 35. The Baron thought about here as Vitality continue their onslaught towards the mid lane, even without it. Got a lot of burst here. And the only thing saving Fnatic from, I guess, face checking or thinking about being near Vitality is that Humanoid's not nearby. Because that's the guy that just one-taps them and sets up for the rest of Vitality to collapse.
Well, a minute now until Baron. And a minute may very well be all Fnatic have left. They need to come up with a plan. They've got decent items. Upset, he must be very close to that Infinity Edge. Once he gets it, maybe there's a chance. But things are looking rather bleak. Meanwhile, for Vitality, what a regular season for them.
Yep.
It's been so long since we've last seen them compete for a top spot. 2023 winter first in regular season, where they ended up 5th in playoffs. 2024 spring second in regular season, 4th in playoffs.
So, regular season's a bit of a bait. That's the problem with Vitality.
Yeah.
And that's why I posed the question, like, is this the time? Is this the split of Vitality? Like,
yeah, that's the question.
You know?
Oh, Razork.
2 spots at MSI cannot be taken. Razork gets dunked down. Over the wall, Upset chasing down. Carzzy sets out the culling, the dive in. Interrupt. I think Milio just saved Razork's life, but now Vladi might have to flash away. The dunk from Lyncas and a choke. It's dangerous. Once again, a robbery's happening. Vedius Vitality look to hit and run. Call the police, because Fnatic are getting mugged.
Fnatic lose 2 after they tried to find a pick onto Carzzy, but he is just too fast. He's able to circumnavigate that engage, and Vitality collapse, converting it into 2 kills of their own. They'll begin the siege onto these inhibitor towers. They'll begin the siege on the base of Fnatic as they look to secure themselves a spot in the top 2 of the LEC Spring regular season.
With a 5,000 gold lead in the top lane with a Varus blind pick that is close to winning this 3rd game. It won't end here, but 8,000 gold, broken inhibitor in the top lane. Dragon, Baron, pick your choice. Both should be yours as Fnatic struggle to deflect and get out to this map so that they can stop the soul being taken.
I mean, yeah, Fnatic is limping back out onto the map right now. I think that they're not really going to be in a position to contest this.
He's going to try. Razork's going to try anyway. TP, Fnatic, line in the sand. They've already picked up a game. They have to stop it here. A series win seems impossible, but they're going to try regardless. Scuttle's going to be taken. Naak Nako's low. That's helpful here as Vitality look to step forward. Laying down as Vladi, as Razork's in the pit, maybe a little bit too early. Gets bursted down. Dragon's soul goes down. Empyros is a mini-nah. This game has not been kind to him. Versus Vitality. It's hard to watch. damage. Culling comes out from Carzzy. Naak Nako's isolated. Goes golden into the Zonias. Upset's going to try and draw the line, but a breath of life. The Vitality breathe deeply into the souls of the Vitality fans. It's an ace. It's over. And Vitality are going to be on top.
All 5 stay alive as they set their sights on the nexus of Fnatic. A hard-fought series overall, but a convincing Game 3 will lock Vitality in the top 2.
Another good split from Vitality. How high can they climb in playoffs as the top 2 lock in? Giant X getting carried to playoffs alongside with it. And your best team of spring? Everybody thinks so, as they finish off their split pretty much flawless.